is this thing on? Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm working. We're working. We're seeing. Is it working? Oink. Can anyone do? Did I do this right? Is it working? There we go. Now we can see the chat. Happy days. Okay, so people should be able to hear me. Oh, hello to the chat. Hello, I hear we have a birthday person in the chat. So shout out to the person who knows it's your birthday. It's your birthday. So hi. Yeah, no, I haven't done anything in ages. Deconverted Man hit me up last week. He had a video he wanted to review, and I was like, fuck it, why not? Sure, we'll have a bit of crack and we'll come and see what this is like. So he's in charge tonight. It's all down to the lobster. I'm just here to be pretty and help. And yeah, so thanks everybody for coming around. I had no idea that we would have 12 people watching this.
Okay, there we go.
So yeah, thank you for Nana coming. Thank you for Critical coming. Thank you for Sandy coming. Thank you. As we got there, everybody else is shy. But yeah, we've got a PragerU video that Deconverted Man found, and yeah, it's. I hand it over to you, Lobster Man.
All right, MathPig and Deconverted Man here to eat this video. Now, Bitch Spot Blog already covered this video, but we're gonna thrash it more because it needs to be. We need to be angry at this video. More angry.
You see,
MathPig. MathPig is angry at everything.
You say you should be angry, but I don't know about this now. You see, I might have some.
Oh yeah. No, we're gonna look. Okay? So, I guess we'll watch it until you scream stop or something, and then I'll pause it. We might watch the whole video, then comment on it. Whatever you want to do, I don't know. But here we go. Here's this video.
As a therapist, I'm often asked why depression and anxiety are so common among children and adolescents. One explanation, almost surely the most neglected, is declining interest in God and religion. I see the consequences of this in my practice almost every day. And this is not merely my personal observation.
Okay, pause.
A 2018 Harvard study involving...
Right. Why do you think there's a decline? Right, that's the first question. This is literally as far as I've watched of this video. I've deliberately not watched it just to check the audios. Is Deconverted Man now better?
Am I? Do I need to turn up the video?
No. I'm fucking about my end. Don't you worry, man. You
okay. All right.
Keep it easy, and I'll balance it over here.
Right.
So
I'll panic.
Right. Why do you think there's a decline in people learning religion? Hi, Jody.
Maybe because they're learning more science. Maybe they're on the internet and they're seeing, they're disconnected from the stuff. They don't need it anymore. They've outgrown it.
Right. Well, that might apply to America, but say over here for toxic, religion would still be declining, but we don't have the separation that Jews would have. We accept evolution and still go to church. Well, not me personally, but
Yeah.
There's a guy that I work with.
I think it might be to the internet. I think that kids are tied to their phones and their screens, and the church just can't evolve fast enough to keep them interested, because it'd have to be like a TikTok video. You can't. Nobody wants to go somewhere.
Like, you see, I have a guy at work, and I work with him, and he's a Calvinist. And I say Calvinist, and everybody thinks fucking Jill. Somebody like that. This guy is very down to earth. He's very relaxed. He's a normal person. He's into his religion and stuff, and he doesn't swear, but he is a Calvinist. He has these mainstream beliefs, but at the same time, it's real world is the real world.
More and more secular that a person becomes, and they have to. They have no, to stay modern, to live in the society that we have. A lot of religion is ritual and tradition, but that has to change or the religion dies. So, you know, you're not as much time to spend on it. So it becomes a Sunday activity where you think about it on Sunday, maybe you talk about it every now and again, but it's not really like something that you're knee deep into unless you're, you know, an online content creator or, you know, radio personality or TV, you know, whatever, you know, or that you're the leader of the church, then you might be more invested in it. But the average Joe just, you know, isn't interested. And then the younger generation even more so, because they don't want to go, you know, to some big giant building. You know, they want something hip and vibe and, you know, something where they can be social with other people their age. And you can't really do that at church. You know, there really isn't. They haven't upgraded to that. Some have, but not enough, I think, to keep up with the changing desires of people. So it's gradually dying out as an inevitable consequence of society moving ever forward. I mean, you're talking about a static book that has not changed over thousands of years, essentially. I mean,
Right.
some of the words have changed, you know, but the, you know, the part of the religion is tradition. So the tradition is, you know, why not just get rid of the global flood and say, you know, localized big flood happened.
Right.
And
Well,
it wasn't God that did it. It just happened, and we survived, and we thank God for it. Why not revise it to be more friendly? Well, because tradition. That's why.
Well, you see, the thing about the Bible is, right, I don't think you could disagree with me in this, is you can pick and choose what you like.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you look back and say someone reading the Bible in America back in, you know, when America was being settled and stuff, they used the slavery. They used the Bible to justify slavery. You wouldn't see someone doing that today. Although that particular part is in the Bible, it still wouldn't be mainstream taught now. So you can just, you know, the Bible has the ability, it's based upon the people who teach it. So if I started to teach the Bible, I would teach it a different way than a man 300 years ago. I would use different passages. I could use my interpretation. So even though the book is 2,000 years old, it doesn't necessarily need updated for the times. It's the way that it's taught needs updated for the times.
Yeah. Well, I think that you could do both, and that might actually, you know, help the thing, and also, you know, I think there's, you know, the LGBT stuff probably has a lot of power for the youth and for the older folks, because it's like I remember the you know, the whole gay coming out thing being a big deal back in the day, and I even was, you know, in the military when Don't Ask, Don't Tell was like implemented, and it was like a big deal. And then like when I got out, it was like, oh, they're gonna remove that, and I'm like, I don't know that that's a good idea. You haven't been in the military, you don't know what it's like, you know. And I was very worried. Not, you know, I was worried for the people that would be coming out. I wasn't worried, you know, that they weren't gonna adopt it, right? But I was, you know, I'm like, I don't know that they're actually gonna do this, and I guess they did do it. Goodness knows how well that went. You know, if there was any controversy, I didn't hear anything about a major controversy, but you know, it's not impossible that something happened and got swept under the rug. That happens. So, so it seems like they transitioned okay, and so they updated. But religion, by and large, really hasn't. Now there are a number of churches, you know, in California, that have become very much, oh, you know, you're fine, you know, it's good to be LGBT, whatever. We're gonna accept that. We're not gonna, you know, we're not gonna preach against it. We're gonna welcome you, you know. And it's like, you know, okay, well, that's good, because it's really and it's funny because if they actually studied and understood the Bible, they could point out that it's not really against homosexuality per se. You could take it that way, but it's actually against certain like if you're gonna be a priest and you're a Levite and you're this, then you can't do this, this, and this. Well, that's for those people. Okay, that doesn't apply to the rest of us. What And then all the laws, 613 of them, those only apply to the Jewish people, not the Gentiles anyways. So there isn't anything against homosexuality outright. There's no blessing of it either.
Yeah, well, damn rightly they're going to quote that fucking passage from whatever it was, may not lay with a guy and shit like that.
Yeah,
that
that's in Deuteronomy,
yeah,
I think. Yeah.
That basically is going to boil down to you, who is a self-proclaimed atheist, telling a Christian who under their worldview knows what they're talking about and feels good from all the lovely feelings that they get. Yeah. And you're telling them that you know the Bible better than they do. It's their book and you don't believe in it, but you're telling them that you know it best and this, that, and the other. How does that ever go for you? Does that go well?
I don't know, because they, goodness knows if they listen. I think that this has to ultimately come from the Christians themselves to actually want to investigate and to learn what the Bible actually said in the original languages and how did the Jewish people understand it. Because you were talking about the Torah, which is the Old Testament, then yes, you need to go to what the Jewish people understand. Now the rabbis kind of go, well, it does look like homosexuality, maybe you shouldn't do it, but they're kind of like iffy on it. Some are, depends on if you go, what level of Judaism you go to. If you go to the more modern ones, they don't care. If you go to the more traditional ones, they'll say, yes, no, that's wrong.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, what about lesbians? Oh, it doesn't say you can't, but maybe you shouldn't. Like, they can't really make a case for it because it's completely silent on the issue in the Bible, because it really only talks about the men. The women, who cares? In the Bible doesn't care about women.
The fella that married my brother and his wife, now they wouldn't be religious and stuff, but you go through the processes and shit. They got married in a hotel, but he had the rehearsal in his church, So we went to the church deep in the middle of Belfast, and you walk in, and the very first thing you see is a pride flag hanging in front of the church.
Yeah, like I said, they're updating.
Yeah,
because they have to. The church and the religion has to update, or it dies. That's just how that works. So, but I don't think that they're going to be doing it fast enough or wide enough to keep up, and that's why there's this decline. Is because, these kids these days, they're simply disinterested. It's not offering them anything that they couldn't get somewhere else far easier. New Ageism is way easier to access and can fulfill you in the same sort of, give you the same sort of spiritual vibes, and there's far less that you have to do, and plus you get crystals and
I do think that the spirituality and stuff like that is getting a wee bit of a, I don't want to use the phrase boost. How's best to describe this? Like, whenever you're talking religion and you're talking Christianity and stuff like that, up until the mid-90s, before we had easy access to the internet, smartphones in our pockets and things like that, your access to your friend group, your access to the people you knew and had access to, was through community, was through doing things locally, so you would be going to church on a Sunday, and you'd meet up with your friends, and you'd hang out outside or whatever the crack is. Maybe they have a wee club on a Wednesday or something like that. They run it in the church. It's a place for you to go, so the kids would go and do that. Now, I don't want to say that anything. How do I word this? It's been a while.
Like the mall might be a good kind of example. The mall died.
Yeah.
Why? Well, people flocked to the mall back in the 80s, early 90s. That was the place to go hang out. You didn't necessarily shop per se, but you did do that as well. But
people did. So I hated them dicks that went to the mall. But yeah, I know what you're talking. I know what you mean.
Yeah, I used to. There's Sun Valley Mall in California, Concord area. I used to go there like all the time. It's just and that was like there was people there, and so you even if you weren't hanging out with them, you were just around people. And
sounds like hell to me, but go on.
Well, so the internet came along, and people were like, I can get stuff sent to me. I don't have to go out to buy anything. And so brick and mortar kind of died as a result. And the mall died as a result because people are like, I don't need to go there to get stuff.
Yeah.
And the lazy option, even if it was more expensive at first, of course it went down in how much it is over time, won. You know, the path of least resistance always wins in the end. So the malls died out. In the same way, the church is dying out because, well, they have to be online to survive. And, well, how are you going to do that? Because, you know, you're going to do, you know, church TikTok videos or something. I don't know. But it's going to be really hard to do that. I'm not saying
Hello, Crafty.
But those are I think there's many reasons why it's declined. But their side of this, I think, is, well, there must be some spiritual warfare that we're losing the battle, and then therefore it's the end times because people are losing out on church, and what are we going to do? Desperate. And it's like, yeah, you guys are desperate. So it's like double down, quadruple down, teach your kids early about God so that they're indoctrinated. Doesn't even matter, by the way, in this particular video, they're not even necessarily saying Christianity. They're just saying teach them about God. They just want people to believe in God at this point. That's how desperate they're getting. So I think that, in a way, is good for the secular minded. You know, it's like, yeah, you guys are losing big time, and you know it, and you don't know how to fix it. We actually do know how to fix it, but they wouldn't want to do what we would suggest, which would be even more secular and, you know, mainstream it, update your teachings, update your book, update a lot of the stuff, and you know, you can have spirituality without making up stuff or denying people their right to be themselves or right to their own bodily autonomy. You don't have to tell them not to do X, Y, and Z. Although you could say, hey, look, you know, this is bad for you and this is bad for you, and hey, exercise is good for you, and let's encourage that. Sure, you could do that, and you could have a very successful secularized religion of sorts, and I suppose there are a few atheist churches out there, and goodness knows if they're doing that, if they're just kind of like copying the religious but without the religious trappings. I'm not sure. I've never been to one.
But I have to admit, right, and I am going to sort of fall back upon it again, you know, the community, the church gives a community.
Right, yeah. So we definitely have to have something that replaces that.
Yeah.
And it has to be secular. So I don't know if
Why?
that's an atheist
Why?
church per se.
Why?
Why?
No.
I don't know why. It just seems like we need it. Like, people need that. I don't know why people need it. It's just, I could be wrong. Maybe people don't need it. But it seems like people need it. It seems like people want that human interaction, want that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying why
face-to-face
to do
thing.
that. What I'm saying is, you said it must be secular, and I'm asking why. Why must
it be secular? Well, I guess
I'm not saying it has to be one or the other, but why would the option of it being available or religion? Like, I genuinely discuss religion with my daughter. Like, my daughter has questions. Kids do ask questions.
I think we have to have a secular option, if you will. And like I said, there are
that's segregation. Now you're segregating people. Now you're putting the Christians just way over there.
Yeah, there might be some way to have the best of both worlds.
Thank you, Tommy. Or Tommy.
That I'm not, thinking of offhand. I think
right.
There might be a way to have a spirituality without. I mean, I guess you could mention God.
I'll give you an example
or something.
Right?
I don't know. I don't know how you would do it. I don't have the answer per se.
This would be quite recent, right? As in this last 6 months or something like that, And my wee girl, driving her home, she brought up the idea of God, the concept of God. It came up in conversation from some sing-song or something she was doing at school or whatever like that. And she was very close to her grandfather. Now, she's only 6, but, she still remembers her grandfather being around. He died 2 years ago, and she misses him. And she felt secluded because the other people who would be religious and stuff like that pray. They have the ability, as she put it, to talk to the people that they miss. And she is interested in that because she wants to use God as an avenue to speak to her grandfather. Now, I use the analogy of, say, God was a telephone, a person on the other end of a telephone. You know, you're wanting to talk to your grandfather on the other end of the telephone, but God is the telephone. Sometimes you can ring and nobody answers, nobody speaks back.
Yeah.
Lots of people have phones and everybody thinks there's a phone and everybody knows their phone.
There isn't anything wrong that I can think of per se with just talking to the person, even if they're not there to hear you.
But again, man, you're talking about kids and religion. That's the topic of this. So I'm talking about children. You know,
yeah,
you have a child.
I mean, you could tell them, hey, you can still talk to them. It's just, it's you know, I'm going to be honest with them and say, this is for you, that you're talking out loud or in your head to them, but they are, as far as they are not here. If they're somewhere else, okay, we don't know.
So I'll ask
you
another question then. I'll ask you another question then. As we're talking about children, and should we teach children about religion? Would you think, direct question to you, that a child now born, say, my wee girl Jade, who's 6, do you think that she will go through, in America or anywhere in the world, she will go through her entire life without encountering any form of religion, any form of spirituality, or anything like that?
Oh, of course they're going to encounter it. You have to teach about religion and, you know, the concepts of God and all those things. I think that that's important to teach. What they're going to be suggesting in this video is not how you or I would go about it at all. And that's why I would dare say we're going to get irritated about this.
Right. Well, you put the thing back on and I'll type to Crafty here, right? And we'll see what their idea is.
5,000 people examined how being raised in a family with religious beliefs affects the mental health of children. The study found that kids who attended a religious service at least once per week scored higher on psychological well-being measurements and had lower risks of mental illness. Weekly attendance was also associated with higher rates of volunteerism, lower probabilities of both drug use and early sexual initiation, and
right. I wonder if they followed. I wonder whenever they make these studies and they say, right, well, this is about the kids and this is how they are good and how they don't use drug use and stuff. I wonder if they performed a study with maybe not necessarily the same group of people, but, you know, certain people who have been through that, but in a later age. You know, would their drug use be higher? Would their, you know, particularly with kids, is exactly what we were saying. I would say that the reason for all these studies is community.
Yeah, possibly. This particular study looked at, by the way, to get to the actual study was quite jumping of the hoops because they don't include the actual study in their video description.
You say that like you were shocked.
Yeah. You click on the few facts and sources transcript, and then you go, okay, fine, I'm there. And then on that, there is a button that says facts and sources under the video that you click on, and then you click on the study that it talks about. But that doesn't bring you to the actual study. It brings you to an article about the study. So I had to Google the study by the name of the person that wrote it and the date. So it's so finding the actual study was a little bit difficult. And then all I got is the abstract, because to get the actual thing, you have to buy it or have access to it somehow. And so, you know, it's about, they did 7,458 people. Well, that was the high end. The low end was 5,681 people. So a decent sample size. Then they say, you know, the main age was about 14.74 years. There was 8 to 14 years of follow-up. So,
have you ever seen that old 70s, I think it was, or maybe early 80s? It's a British show now, but you probably have seen the scene online where the guy is talking to another guy and they're up in the office and they're going through a study, you know, like asking questions on the street, the survey sort of type of asking questions on the street, and he does it straight after each other. The same study, but with different questions, and at the very end of it, he gets different answers. You probably
And that's the problem with not being able to access the full study itself. Is I can't tell you what it did or didn't do because all I can see is.
Well,
the
we
abstract.
can assume, considering it's PragerU, they wouldn't have picked something that they didn't like.
Well,
so we will assume
they're citing something that's rather old. I mean, this is 2013. They started in 1999 to 2013, so it's a decent study in that respect, a decent sample size, decent, corrections and things like that, at least from the abstract. But yeah, it doesn't cover all the things that it could or should or whatever. It's specifically studying associations of religious upbringing with subsequent health and well-being from adolescence to young adulthood. That's it. And so this is not a metadata study, which would be more helpful in finding out, we would need a versus, like a religious upbringing versus non-religious upbringing, and then we'd want to do a upbringing with income high versus income low versus religious versus non-religious.
I don't know. Maybe it's
versus whatever other attributes you want to toss in, and you could do all sorts of metadata studies on that. And I would suspect that you would get something like that. You typically will find people are more content if they're in some sort of peer group, whether it's religious or non-religious. And
well, we know that the studies do show that. The studies show it's based mainly in community, and I can't quote anything and all that. We're all fucking talking out our arse here. But yes, we can agree that most studies would say that community and having a group of people is the main thing.
Oh, and I'll have the link to everything in the description, by the way. And I'll give you that so you can do that.
If anybody has seen Veritasium's most recent video, do you watch Veritasium, Lobster Man?
Yeah.
Their new one, they did a study and they followed people their entire.
Oh yeah. That was really interesting.
Very, very interesting. Socially.
Do exercise and have relationships. I'm like, okay, well, I'm screwed.
Yeah. But it's the people who make the effort that end up having the happiest life. It's the people who do reach out and, give this person a poke if they haven't spoke to them in 3 weeks or something like that. Or gives their friend that we ring.
I would say that using one study to justify your position, to say this is a good idea of how to teach children, is the worst possible lowest bar you could hope to have, period. Is look, I found a study that happens to agree with me.
It's PragerU, though.
And, well, I understand where it's coming from, but I'm just saying, if I'm actually serious in what will benefit kids, and I actually am concerned with finding out the answer to that, I'm not going to use one study. I'm going to use lots of studies.
Okay, right.
Or a metadata study or two.
Right. Well, I'm going to turn it around on you then. Well, if I was raising a kid, I wouldn't separate it as blank as religious or secular.
Yeah, that's fine too. Yeah. A blend of both is good, I think. Well,
it's not even I don't see the separation in that. I think that is a bad separation. I know exactly the point you're trying to make. But raising kids, like, do you have kids, Lobster Man? Little baby lobsters? Little shrimp?
I don't go into the personal details.
Right. Okay, right. Well, I'm happy to say, and having a kid.
Possible I have lobsters out there.
Yeah, you just don't know yet.
I don't know about, right, yeah.
In raising a child, there's so much more to bringing them up than religion or non-religion. Religion
there's
or
a
secular.
lot of things, right.
I think it would be, like me and my wee girl, as I say, we do discuss religion if the conversation comes up. I have always told her she can ask me any goddamn question she wants. She said to me the other day that I must know everything, and I was like, no, I just know more than you, honey, because I'm old. But the point is, I would teach her more crafting and more figuring things out. Like, you know, we're in the shop and she's trying to put this big ass fucking box in a kiddie's trolley. Like we've wee kiddie trolleys over here. And there was no way in this world that fucking box was fitting in. And she wouldn't leave until she figured out how to put this box in the fucking trolley. And I was like, right, that's fine, I'll just stop. With people over here, another couple with a wee pram, they're laughing at her, trying to put it in the top, trying to put it in sideways and all this here. And she stopped and she looked at it. And she took the lid off the box and she put the box on that way. And then put the lid underneath on top of the wheels. Now, it wasn't in the trolley, but she could use the trolley and move around.
Yeah.
Skills like that is more important to me in teaching them than worrying if she picks up religion. It also would apply if she makes, you know, she gets older and she has a relationship with someone. These skills of teaching her of how to figure out problems, how to address certain things and think about them logically and sort of move forward.
Yeah,
you're style of thinking.
Trying to teach her how to be an adult, essentially.
Yeah, it's don't teach them what to think, teach them how to think. You know,
yeah,
I know it's a small, stupid phrase.
This, and that's the opposite. Again, what you're saying is the exact opposite of what they're doing in this video, which is saying we're using one study to justify what we're saying in this video.
PragerU would use a fucking picture of God if it was a Yeti style picture and all faded and something. They would use anything.
Right, but I'm critiquing the argument rather than the source.
Oh, no. Fuck that shit, man. I thought this was picking on PragerU. I thought we were just picking on PragerU.
Oh, yeah. You can pick on them too.
Fuck PragerU. Fuck you.
Screw them. But also their argument sucks. So
and your argument sucks. We'll be petty. It's
suck,
PragerU. Yeah.
But
it's like,
more importantly, your argument sucks than you sucking. Yeah.
Well, you know, we could have arguments with priests over here, but we usually aim a wee bit lower and make choir boy jokes, you know?
Well, yeah, so they're just saying, here's one study to justify the reason that we're saying to do this thing that we're going to tell you to do here. And that's just bare bottom, nothing effort to it at all. It's not good enough, and we should expect and demand more. If you're going to say, hey, this is how to raise your kids. I think that
and the only person,
I
will point out though that PragerU is not to convince people to join religion. PragerU is to make people who are already in religion feel happier. And with that, hello Jill, thanks for the view.
Yeah, that might be their intentionality. But regardless, this says, why even the name of the video is why even atheists should teach their children about God. So even if it's not aimed at us, but that's a label that I include in my repertoire: a skeptic, atheist, whatever.
Yes, but so damn rightly,
it's kind of aimed at me,
right? But this thing here, right, straight up, is ammunition. Okay, this is ammunition for a person who's out walking their child or taking their child to church, and a secular person says something to them. This is for them to regurgitate.
Oh, I have a study that was done in 2018 that says I should teach my kids to be religious. Oh, okay.
But what they will say to the atheist parent is, look, you should also do this, and the reasons
because
being...
of this one study, right? And I'm just saying that's not good enough. You need more than one study, first of all, and then secondly, we're going to see that the study doesn't even matter. We're going to see that the study doesn't even matter in this video, and you'll see why in a moment here. So this study, I guarantee. Okay, well, you don't need that. Well, let's see. Get back to the video. I know what I'm doing.
No, you're making me look good. Keep going.
All right, here we go.
And a sense of purpose. Yet despite all the evidence that religious involvement leads to positive behaviors, Gallup reports that the U.S. has seen a 20% decrease in attendance at formal religious services in the past 20 years. In 2018, the American Family Survey revealed that nearly half of adults under 30 do not identify with any religion.
We can do better.
From a purely psychological point of view, this is not a good trend.
Pause it. Right? 30%.
No,
okay,
we're
see,
losing.
This would be the difference, right? This is the difference that which is two differences, right? It's twofold. They did a study, and I can't remember what it is, and I can't remember who the person was, or any fucking thing about it. I'm just rambling. She wrote a book and all about it as well. And it was to do with the census. Critical Cripple had me. Amber, give me a hand here. This particular person did a study and then wrote a book on the study. And it was to do with the census data from like 2 censuses ago. And most people in the United Kingdom do identify as Christian. Now, it's I don't want to say a status thing or whatever, but it is an identification marker. And more people identified as Christian, even though they didn't go to church on a Sunday or anything like that.
Yeah, so
their
religious
identifier
attendance is going down, but the identification is still there, right?
Yes, so that's yes, but the second thing that I'm trying to point out is even though most people identify and say I'm a Christian and I believe this, most people in America would say I'm a Christian. What them two things would believe is completely different. You know, you're from over there on the other side of the pond. Most people over here are Christian, and most people think secularly, is sort of the point I'm trying to put across. Where in America, it is such a divide. You know, you've got people like Jill, and then you've got the rest of us normals, you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's extremes on any side of the coin or die or however you want to look at it. You know, wherever you go, there's going to be an extreme secularist, atheist, whateverist out there, you know, and too much of anything.
I don't know. Can you be an extreme secularist?
I don't know.
I think suppose.
That's.
You're just making words up now. That's all
you
you're
can drink
doing.
too much water, so I don't know. You know,
you can drown in less than an inch of water. You know,
right?
Doesn't take much.
And you can also drink too much water to the point where you kill yourself if you drink too much. So
that actually,
you have to drink a lot to do it, though.
That happened.
A whole lot. You have to drink a whole lot to do it, though.
That actually, well, sort of reason because of that. I was watching a thing the other day. Total tangent. Here's a story. And it was hold your Wii for a Wii. Whenever the when the Nintendo Wii came out.
That will kill you too. Yeah, holding your
it was a competition on a radio show where people had to go to this place and hold their Wii to get a Wii. And can't remember how long they held it, but it went down to like 2 people.
The toxins.
And the last person, the second last person, she just bowed out. She was like, I can't go. People were ringing the radio show going, this is fucking dangerous. Nurses were ringing the radio show going, you're going to kill people. Oh, no, it's fine. It's all fine. They signed a waiver and all this. It's grand.
Oh, yeah.
She drove home. And for second place, right, the person who made a little, you'll get this joke. For second place, she got Justin Timberlake tickets, right, for her and her kids.
Okay, yeah.
And she died on the way home. And the host was like, she didn't even get to use her fucking Justin Timberlake tickets. But yeah, she died on the way home in the car. She pulled over the side of the road and just died. Yeah. Because don't hold your Wii. If you need a Wii, take a Wii.
Yeah. Toxins kill you. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, we're dying out, and this is bad. Even though it's good for you. So on the one hand, you're saying it's really beneficial to have this thing, but yet people are moving away from it. Well, then there's something there's a reason for that.
That's a fallacy,
isn't there?
I'm calling that a fallacy.
They're saying, hey, look, it's really good for you, but people are leaving it. Well, if it's so good for you, why are people leaving it? I don't know, but you know, maybe there's a reason that they're leaving it, even if it's good for them. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a fallacy in there somewhere.
There might be.
You can't say just because they're leaving. It is.
Yeah, it's not association causation is what that would be. But yeah, I'm just saying that you can't say, well, yes, it's really, really good if you do X. It's really good if you go to religious services, whatever, pray, believe in God, whatever it is they're trying to say is really good for you. Whether it's true or not, well, that's secondary. Okay. You know, it's like it's really good for you. Okay, sure. And but now less people are doing it. Okay, well, why? Are they also doing other things that are not good for them? Because people don't exercise that much. Well, that's bad for you. You know, we just talked about the study that said, hey, that's really good for you. It's like, yeah, that's nice. I'm not going to do it, but it's good to know. You know?
Right.
Like, you
know, like almost said, right. Give me more.
Nihilism, the belief in nothing, is a rich fertilizer for anxiety and depression.
Fuck me, I feel like you have to pause it already.
In contrast, the belief in God, a guardian figure who loves us, is an invaluable source of support and comfort.
But that's not what the study showed. So
literally got
I am
2
often
seconds. 2 seconds, and I needed you to pause it again. It went
Yeah, I know, it's
nihilism. It literally went nihilism, and that's okay. Now we're starting to get annoyed.
Nihilism bad. Oh no, and obviously not believing in God it equals nihilism somehow. Even though
that's exactly what I'm saying. They're making
now I have a very small sample size here of 15, 20 people, something, and then over the years, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 something atheists skeptics, whatever, and I've never encountered a single nihilist.
Yeah, but that's the point. They're making the association.
I think I met a nihilist on a forum once, or maybe on YouTube once. Yeah, but I mean, and I think they happen to be atheists because it's kind of hard to be a nihilist and have a belief in anything. But yeah, so I'd say it's extraordinarily rare, as far as I can tell.
Oh, it's total straw man. It's making the association that atheism is nihilism.
Yeah, and also that the belief in God is really good, even though the study that they're citing doesn't talk about belief in God. It talks about going to
Nobody
churches.
is reading the study. Nobody that watches this.
Look, I at least read the abstract. I can't read further because of paywall, whatever. I don't know how to get through. It doesn't even. I don't even see a way to. I don't know. Maybe somebody will know how I can access this or whatever. But nonetheless, that's not even what the study said, which is why I said it doesn't even matter what the study says because they're going on as if it's this or that. Here's the false dichotomy. It's believe in nothing, bad, or believe in God, good. And it's like, that's not what the study said. The study said going to church, good, at best. But
an invaluable source of support and comfort. I am often asked by parents, how do I talk to my child about death if I don't believe in God or heaven? My answer is always the same. Fake it. There are
as I said earlier, with her grandfather Dan, she was 4 when this happened. And we explained death to her. She'd already quite recently lost a dog, Right. But that's a dog. She didn't know the dog. The dog was, but she has the idea of death. And she knows that at the end, gone. Bye-bye.
Right.
And she knew that her grandfather was sick. And he went into hospital and he came out of hospital. He went into hospital and he came out of hospital. And the weekend that he died, she was with me. He died over the weekend. And he went in on the Friday, about 2 or 3 hours before I picked her up. And I was talking to her mother and her grandmother, and they were saying, look, we're pretty sure this is the last time Harry, that's it, right? And I was in the car, and I was saying to her coming up the road, and I was like, well, the way Granda Harry goes in and out of the hospital and stuff. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, well, he's up there, now. And she just sort of looked up at me and she goes, yeah, sometimes people don't leave the hospital, Daddy. And she sort of knew without being told she could pick that up. Kids are great at that.
Right, yeah.
And she, I don't want to say got so used to it that when we're playing computer games now, she takes a knife and cuts an alien open just to see what's inside him. She's not twisted. She stood out the front, and their bedroom, when you walk through the front door, the spare room was on the left, and that's where they'd set up the body. Over here we have the 3-day awake. Dead, 3-day awake. Sorry, 2-day awake, 3rd day you're in the ground. Right? And everybody's coming up to the house. So they've set the body up for people to go in and do their thing at the house, before we put him in the ground. And he's in the spare room. First door on your left as soon as you get through the front door. And my wee girl is standing out the front like a fucking usher, shouting at the top of her voice for all the new people coming up. Granda's in there. You want to say bye? He's in there. First on your left, in there.
So you didn't fake it. You didn't lie to her about it or how it works or what it is. So you went against here's this professional therapist who tells regularly, according to her, tells people regularly, hard to say, I can't say that word. Say it. Yeah, go ahead. You say it. You think you're so God.
Regularly.
Yeah, that word.
I'm the one with the fucking, the Irish
She
speech
often says, whatever. She tells people, think it. Lie to them. Lie to the kids. Go ahead. It's fine. Fake it. Lie to your kids. That's what I tell everybody.
No. Play.
That's what she said.
Just hit play. It's on the screen.
It's fine. It's so bad. What? No. No. You don't do. No. That's the worst thing you could do. But that's what she's saying to do, and that's why I said we were gonna. I
really don't like extremes. I don't like extremes and living in extremes and saying that's the worst thing you can do is lie to someone or fake it till you make it. It's not necessarily. I don't know. Maybe it's my autism. My Asperger's.
It's bad.
I'm a dick.
It's pretty bad.
Dick.
Yeah.
Hit play. Hit play.
Yeah.
We've been at it an hour. We've got 2 minutes in.
Fake it.
There are many things you don't tell your children the full truth about. For instance, if your children hear about a tragedy that has occurred in your community,
pause it again.
You tell them that
fuck off, PragerU. Unpause it.
There are many things you lie to your kids about, so it's fine. Just add this in. What does it matter? Lie to your kids. It's fine.
I only lie about Santa. That's generally. I was sitting
you
here
don't have
thinking,
a crystal ball and cannot know that bad things will not happen to them. Hear about a tragedy that has occurred in your community. You tell them that it will never happen to them.
Yeah, just tell your kid that nothing bad will ever happen to you ever. It's fine.
Dude,
it's fine.
the fucking news come on, and I wouldn't be one for watching the news, but the fucking whole thing that's happening in the Middle East at the minute.
Oh God.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't even like Amber. When Amber was here last week, that's right, I got to meet Amber. Yeah. Amber was here instead for a week, and she was sitting over there in that chair. And like we were having a few drinks, so I had booked off work and all while they were here, and they were out for a meal and all. Lovely thing, but just with it happening lately and being such a close knit group, you know, it's me, it's Stu, and it's Amber. We've all known each other for years. It's like, what do you want to talk about? What's your thoughts on Israel and Palestine? You know, and I've been trying to stay as well informed on both sides as I can, and all the rest of it. I made her shut up so I could watch the news. And she asked me what it was about. And I had to have the whole Israel-Palestine conversation to a 6-year-old. And her...
It's hard enough for an adult to understand.
Well, I sort of broke it down and made like the land her house. And then she and other people shared the house. And now she has to live in the bathroom. And she's not allowed to leave the bathroom without someone else's permission. And she was like, you should just buy a new house, Daddy. And I was like, why? It's their house.
Yeah,
I know, but so I had that conversation with her. I don't lie to her about anything except Santa. And even that was a discussion with her mother, who I didn't, but yes.
Yeah.
That's literally the only thing.
So, but also, here's the thing. You lie to them and say, oh, that will never happen to you. And then when it does happen, if something did happen to them, and now they're in the hospital and they're recovering, but still, they weren't, not only are they completely unprepared for it, but now they go, well, but you told me that nothing bad would ever happen to me. I can't trust you now. That's what lying does, is it makes it that whoever you lie to, once that lie is uncovered, they will not trust you. That's the consequence of lying.
Boom, there you go.
And you don't prepare your children or young people, whatever, you don't prepare anybody for reality by not telling them, hey, look, that could happen to us. That could happen to me. It could happen to you. We hope it won't. We're going to try to avoid it. But if it does, here's what we're going to do. And you talk about a plan or whatever, you know, and then you have your fire drills, and then you teach first aid and whatever. And so you go, look, so we have something that we can do about it. And I talked to a former police officer, Sergeant Skeptic, on my channel a while bit, and he said, you know, he whenever he did work and he investigated crimes, it didn't affect him because he had things to do. He had all these stuff to do. So if you have something to do while the thing is going on, then you're going to be able to process it a whole lot better than if you're just there in the middle of it and you're going, oh, what do I do?
Well, that sort of goes with drugs as well. You know, that's how people can go into the fucking hospital and be given basically heroin and come home and be fine. Where you give a heroin addict, you know, a load of heroin, and before you know, you have your friends, your groups, other things to go along with. You know.
Right. All the situation, and they.
I just want to say this to everybody watching. Thank you very much for coming and watching this on my channel. It's also live on Deconverted as well. Is there, you know, you can go watch it on his channel if you want to.
It's fine either way.
No, but reaching out and making contacts. That's something that we'll keep bringing up tonight, and it's something that somebody link with the blue. Somebody with the spanner. Put Veritasium's video in my chat, please, for everybody to go and watch. It really is.
That was a good one.
A fantastic video, and it's not physics or anything like that. I know if you have an opinion, you don't watch Veritasium that often. I know it's basically all the time, you know, physics and shit like that. This one's a study, and it's a study on what happy life, long time. Really good video. Don't want to spoil it.
No, it's a 50 some odd plus year study. It's the longest study.
I'm losing everybody as I'm saying thank you. Right, it was 12 and now it's 9. 3 people ran away when it was nice. But if you have not, no, seriously, I'm going to say this to everybody out there in the chat. If you haven't talked to anyone or anyone you used to be close to, and you know, I'm not saying 6 years ago, send them a fucking message. But if you haven't talked to your ma in 2 weeks, send her a message. If you haven't seen your best mate in 2 weeks because you're on holiday or something like that, send them a message. Just reach out to somebody and say hello. Make a connection. Be friends with people. Connect. Go and do that.
Yeah.
Do that. Yeah. Thank you, Crafty. Thank you.
Right. Back to being
angry.
PragerU.
Back to being
anger.
Tragedy that has occurred in your community. You tell them that it will never happen to them.
That will never happen to you.
We don't have a crystal ball and cannot know that bad things will not happen to our children.
And you can't know that. Yes, you don't have a crystal ball, so don't tell them that it won't ever happen then. You nitwit.
Yet we reassure them with a hopeful narrative.
No, you don't.
The same applies to believing in God in heaven. Even if you believe that when your life ends, your bones turn to dust and you are gone for eternity, such beliefs don't help children. They only scare them and create anxiety over death and dying.
Do they? Really? Do you have a study that shows that? Oh, no, you don't. Because even in your study that you cite, it didn't say that either. You lying piece of shit.
Do you? Oh, no. You don't real life. Oh, no, I was going to be a sarcastic Irish cunt just as I was talking about how sarcastic are Irish kids and have no reason why. And then was about to be sarcastic to you when I seen what I just typed come up on the screen.
You just said you taught your kid, about death or whatever. Is she anxious about death and dying? Like,
she doesn't want me to die. But
but I mean, but
we don't talk about her dying. My conversation when that comes up is, honey, there's no point in you talking about it because there's fucking loads of time left.
Belief in a benevolent God and a heaven does help children with their fear. In our current age of broken families, distracted parents, school violence, and nightmarish global warming predictions, imagination plays a big part in children's ability to cope. It is far better for kids to use their imagination constructing something positive, such as a God who cares about us. Than
God
exists.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. You don't need to prove to a child that God exists. You could tell a child that you had a purple fucking elephant in your wardrobe and that she's not allowed in your bedroom.
Just pretend.
Right?
They're saying pretend God exists. They're saying it. They're saying the quiet part out loud.
No, they said it's good for a kid's imagination, and they're trying to set down a foundation. They didn't say lie to your kids because that would mean.
No, they did say lie to your kids.
Well, they did say it then, but not now.
What else is imagination? Imagination is making up stuff. Just make up stuff.
No. Imagination's not making up stuff. I imagined meeting Amber, and then that did happen.
Oh, okay, but but they're saying, imagine this because it's better for them, even though that's not what the study said. They're basing this on nothing. But just pretend about God. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, sure. Yeah.
And the dark nihilistic idea that there's no creator and protector and no purpose to our existence.
Yeah, don't believe in that.
I am also frequently asked how parents can instill gratitude and empathy in their children.
Why?
The best answer is involvement in an organized religion.
Right? Again, they're making a fucking connection between fucking nihilism and atheism and saying that if you're an atheist, nothing matters. I swear to fuck, again, I don't know, I've maybe just been so long since I've told everybody in the whole channel how much of a proud father I am, and I must talk about my daughter. But anyway, you ask her what's the most important thing in life, she'll tell you family. We could be in fucking Fast and the Furious. We have, you know.
It's all about family, right?
It's all about family. That's it.
That's the only thing I know about that franchise. It's all about family. I'm going to have to watch it just to, like...
Yeah.
Understand something about cars being fast and family. That's all I know. But yeah, so
see, Phoebe imagined meeting me and did not imagine driving up the road, following me in my car with southern plates on, wanting to kill me, feeling very uncomfortable. They didn't imagine that, but that did happen.
I mean, I can imagine you with hair, but that doesn't make you have hair.
Oh, look at this. Well, there's some there. I haven't shaved in like 2 weeks. I haven't even, look at my beard. It's awful. The facial recognition machine has actually stopped fucking recognizing me.
It doesn't know you anymore.
It doesn't know me anymore. And I put my thumb on, and then I fucking ruined my thumb at work. Like, I'm not even sure how fucking burnt and destroyed it is.
Cannot identify thumb.
So I added this finger, and now it won't recognize this finger because
it's just you're falling apart. You're getting old. You're falling apart.
I cut the top off both these fingers in this last fucking 2 years, man. I had to get both of these index fingers sewn back on again. So the fucking machine does not work at all. And the woman up the stairs is like, she laughs. But this is what it's like. This is what it's like whenever you go into work in the morning. I go in, try to clock in, won't let me clock in. I go up the stairs and go across and then down the other side to get into the store. And she's at the top of the stairs, and I knock the door and lean in. And she is a self-described bulldog of a woman, right? She does not take no fucking shit from fucking anybody. She'd even fuck the owners off in that car, right? And I come in and I was like, very sorry, we'll call her Lucy. Very sorry, Lucy, but can you clock me in? You're a fucking torture rabbit. I was like, I tried my best. I was like, I added all my fingers and everything. You could shave that fucking beard. You know, and I was like, it doesn't like
just
me.
Give you a card. What happened to just a card you could swipe or something?
No. We've said that to them, right? And I've even talked to the woman who's head of accounting. Is it okay if I get a piece of card with a picture of my face that I can just hold up to the scanner? And if it works, can I use that? You'd probably get that fucking dirty too. That was the response I get. But this is Ireland. We give each other.
But yeah, this is so they've gone off. Okay, so far they've said, hey, look, just
lie to your kids.
Lie to your kids. Let them invent God. Pretend that God exists. And now the best way to make sure that they're social people is involvement in organized religion. No caveats, by the way. No saying
there is a caveat. There is a caveat. We've studied to prove it.
Well, but they're not saying what religion, because I would say at least say, but not Scientology.
They are.
I don't know. Maybe not the Mormon Church. Or
they're screaming Christianity. They're screaming.
I know, but I'm saying, you know, because they're not telling you what not to do, and I find a problem with that.
Thunderdome. Master Blaster is in my chat. Oh, Master, sorry.
All traditional faiths encourage gratitude and empathy as antidotes to entitlement and selfishness.
What's wrong with some entitlement and selfishness every now and again?
Shut up! It's all. Excuse me. I'm talking here. Hit play.
Have some gratitude and empathy for me. Yeah, a little bit of both is good. Anyway.
These are the building blocks of strong character. They also protect against depression and anxiety.
Not necessarily.
Additionally, religion provides children a chance for community. Being with people who share their faith can act as a buffer against the emptiness and isolation of modern culture.
Dun, 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 the emptiness.
I heard none of that. I generally, from you hit play till it paused, I heard none of that because I was typing. Sorry. I know it says emptiness and isolation, and I'm not making a joke. I literally did not hear any of that. I was isolating myself with.
You were isolating yourself from the video. It's fine. There's more to go. We'll keep going.
This is more necessary than ever in a world where teens can have hundreds of virtual friends and few real ones. And religion helps teach children mindfulness, a sense of self-control and discipline. Your young children might not be aware they are entering a house of worship, but they do know they're supposed to act in an appropriate manner when they are there.
Pause it.
They
Pause
ha-
it. Pause
How
it.
do they know that?
Because
You
they're
have to tell
fucking
them.
here. Have you ever went to church? Have you ever went to a fucking? Now I'm a Protestant atheist, right? But if you ever
Yeah.
go to a Catholic wedding or a Catholic thing or anything, like that, there's an awful lot of sitting up and sitting down and standing up and
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
down. Yeah, there's
Yep,
an awful lot
yep.
of that bullshit, right? And
Yep.
yeah, you don't do it, you get a slap. That's how you know you respect them. You get slapped.
Yeah, or many churches just have the kids go to the nursery if they're really young, and
Yeah.
you know, if they're a little bit older, they go to the young kids. You know, it depends on the church. You know, but
Oh no! In Ireland, any
they
excuse for
don't-
your mother to slap
they
you.
don't automatically know how to behave necessarily. They do. They might mimic it based on what everyone else is doing, though.
Slap.
But it's not something automatic. So again, leaving out important information that I would have included had I wouldn't have made this video. But if I tried to make a video that was saying what's good for your kid, well, it wouldn't even be this. It could be something different. So I can't do an analogy. Never mind.
have to relax their bodies and calm their minds. It is true that if you feel ambivalent about God and religion, your children will likely follow your example. However, if you practice religion or send your children to religious school,
Pause it.
knowing it is good
Pause
for
it.
them, you
Pause
might
it.
surprise yourself.
So, if you do a thing, your kid's gonna copy you. But
Yeah.
if you do a different thing and then send them off to a place where they're only allowed to think that thing, that's a different thing. That's different.
Yeah. I mean, there's border schools, or I don't know if they're still around. There used to be, you know, and there's certainly places you can send your kids to be, you know, in the religious school upbringing and all this, and you don't have to go at all. I knew in youth group we had parents that just they sent their kids to youth group, and they didn't come to the church. They had nothing to do with the church at all. They just were happy to have their kids go and do the thing.
I went to the Salvation Army, and originally we were Presbyterian, right?
Oh yeah, Sergeant Skeptic. So I was talking about he attended Salvation Army Church exclusively. So.
Well, whenever my mum was married and stuff like that, there, you know, they did the whole Sunday family thing, as I say, back before the internet community and all that crack. And I don't remember. I sort of remember being in the church, and I've been in the church since then. So my memories, obviously, including that and this twisted thing from when I was young and all. Excuse me, but we went to the church, and according to my mother, and you see this with Presbyterians, it's more fear of God than it is find the person, you know? And, excuse me, she didn't like what they were teaching in the Sunday school, so she took us out of that. Now, my mother would still to this day be a religious person. There was 2 pictures and one, I don't even know what metal it is, mug left over in my nanny's the other day. And the house is sold now. Nanny's family, that's an end of the line. And we were up, and my mum took like a fucking cartoon thing with a dog hugging a kid, and it says God loves you with a heart, and it was my nanny's, and she was like, okay, take that, you know. My mum's still religious. But the moment we left the Presbyterian church, the Salvation Army came out in a bus and took the kids to Sunday school and did all the kids and all the activities, and you know, they had a driver that went round in a bus to pick all of us up. The parents didn't have to do a goddamn thing. Their service was at night if they wanted to go. And my mum did not go back to church after that because she didn't have to. She didn't like going to church. She was like, look, God's everywhere. Why do I have to go to a fucking building and hang out with people I don't like to find God?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, God, it can be wherever you gather. There it is. You know, there's even some biblical support. Wherever you 2 or more gather in my name, there I am.
Lift a
there
rock.
You go.
There he is.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, so you don't need to go to a church necessarily to have a community, and you know, so.
My grandmother.
They're saying, you know, okay, what you do, your kid's gonna copy you.
My grandmother would have considered herself a religious person, and my auntie, which would be her daughter, and her kids, especially her eldest, are super religious. Like, they're what we would call Bible-fearing folk, right? They even brought their own Bible to the funeral and all. to read along in the fucking bedroom in the last Passage Madness, right? But my auntie sent up a Bible to my granny, and when she went up to visit my granny, she left the Bible at the side of the bed in the hospital, because this was like a year ago, before my granny passed away. She had a bad stroke. And my nanny woke up, and there's the Bible, and there's my mother, because my mother's come up for the next set of visiting. And my granny's words was, "Take that fucking thing home. What am I going to do with that?" And again, religious people. These are religious people in this country, you know. It's like, take that fucking thing home. That's not going to do fuck all.
Well, it's not going to do anything for me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, but that's not, this is again putting out this false dichotomy, because
I'm going to walk away and top up this. And
the imagery here is, if you're ambivalent, you just toss the Bible away. And, well, okay, sure, but it doesn't show that then we take them to the museum and the astronomy and the library and all the things that we're going to do instead of doing the Bible with them. Because, they don't think we just throw away the Bible and that's the end of that. Because that's all,
Your children will likely follow your example. However,
yeah, toss that Bible away. I'm just going to steal that clip for myself. Just, here's the Bible. Screw
about God
you,
and religion,
Bible.
your children will likely follow your example.
Screw you, Bible.
However,
a MathPig left. He left me all alone. There's nobody in my chat. They're all in MathPig's chat. What do I do? How do I entertain people? I don't know. Hi MathPig chat. I have to bring up your chat on my chat to see your chat now. Oh man, this is difficult. How do I do that? There we go.
open a window.
Do that.
You can put.
Here we go. All right, I got it. I figured it out. Oh my God, there's so many people here. What are they saying? Let's see. Oh my God. Wait, are they? Yeah, they're not.
They're all talking about you. They're just not talking to you.
Yeah, Blast Master is an old NES game. That's correct. Let's see.
We let Lobster Man catch
okay.
up. Here, please. I didn't get a chance tonight at all.
Tell us a joke, DM. Okay.
Somebody put someone put Blaster Man or Deconverted Man's link in the fucking chat, please. I recently watched all the Mad Maxes like 3 days ago. I just watched Thunderdome. I'm gonna keep saying Master Blaster.
Yeah. Tell us a joke. Man, I don't. Yes. Two blondes.
Why did the chicken? What? Fucking ruined it now. Jesus Christ! I'm straight in and ruined it now.
The priest, a rabbi, and a Catholic are arguing about how to divide up the money, and then the Catholic says we'll split it 3 ways, and then we'll add up the average and we'll give the remaining to God. And the rabbi says no, we'll split it in half and give half to God. And the other guy says, no, look, we throw it all into the air, whatever God wants, He keeps. Yeah, there you go. All right, back to that. That was a terrible.
I stopped listening.
Horribly.
I don't know. You went
horribly told joke.
Yeah, I stopped listening. Thank you, Rejuice. Yeah, Rejuice has linked.
I blame Blaster Master for it.
If you want more humor like that, the link's in the chat.
Yeah, and even if you don't want humor like that, the link's still in the chat. Either way. All right. If you feel ambivalent about God, your children will follow your example. But wait, hold on.
If you stabbed a lot of dogs on the street as you walked home, your kids would probably follow your example. Yeah. It doesn't mean it's right. Hit play. We're getting angry now. Come on.
Stomp the dogs to death. I tell you, not stab them, stomp them. Man, can't get it right.
If you practice religion or send your children to religious school, knowing it is good for them, you might surprise yourself and get something meaningful out of it too.
Or you might not get anything out of it. Yeah, that's not possible. You're always going to get something out of it. So just practice religion, because it's good for you, even though that's not the study said.
In other words, your children may bring you back to faith.
They won't, but they might.
it's certainly worth an extended experiment for their sake and for yours.
Do it for the kids!
Dude,
Do
for the
it
kids! Yes,
children!
just I was muted,
What will
motherfucker!
someone think of the children?
You fucking stole my line!
However, disclaimer, don't leave your kids alone with the Catholic priest. Just don't do it. Might lead to bad results.
Are you not streaming?
Consider one more argument. If you take the idea seriously that your children should be free to choose or reject God and religion, they need to be exposed to God and religion. How else will they be able to make a free and informed choice?
Hey, actually a thing I agree with. Oh!
Question. Did you not hit your live button, or were you waiting on me? Are you not? I thought this... Okay, I might be confused.
Oh, you know what? You're right. I thought I was live this whole time. I'm an idiot.
No, did you genuinely think you were live? That's why you're in charge. That's all the bit at the start where I said you're in charge. Did you just make me look better than I already do?
Yay! No, I planned it this way. Yes.
I can hold on.
I wanted zero views.
There's a meta study.
I wanted it all on your stuff. That's what I wanted. It was all for you, MathPig.
There is a meta study with screenshots of an email. This was organized on your channel.
No. I set it up because you had problems with your space bar and your mouse or whatever.
No,
I didn't need to go live. I never needed to go live. That was never part of the plan.
We were to go live yesterday on your channel.
No, it was going to be on your channel.
No. The email says your channel.
Did it say my channel? I don't know what we're doing.
It did say your channel, because halfway
it's
through
on
the
your channel.
conversation...
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Look, we don't need to know about any of this. Go back to the video.
I have screenshots.
No, that's fine. It's fine. Take your kids to church. Pretend that God exists.
Dude, for the
We
children.
live in a competitive, stressful society that idealizes materialism, selfishness, and virtual rather than real human connection. Having a religious community and a belief in God is the best antidote to all of that. Whether children choose to continue to practice as adults is something you cannot control, but at least give them a chance to believe in God.
At least indoctrinate them. Then later, if they become jaded skeptics, who cares? But indoctrinate them now.
I indoctrinated my wee girl into being a round earth believer.
Yeah, oh man, well, I mean.
And find comfort in religion.
I love your response.
They deserve it.
Play.
I'm Erica Komisar, psychoanalyst and author of Chicken Little, The Sky Isn't Falling.
All right, anyway, so yeah, that's it. That's the end of that. All right, well, so.
Just to say, Cerberus Hacks, it's just shut up, I'm talking. And seeing as it's my channel now, I can take charge. Cerberus Hacks, if you have any of the socials, reach out. Just send me a message on. I'm at Mafia Pig now on a lot of things. But yeah, reach out, send me an email or something. I'm just not streaming as much, you know. And seeing as it's all about me, and no, enough about me. Lobster Man, what do you think of me?
What do I think of you?
That's a joke.
No.
Enough about me. Let's stop
Enough
talking
about you.
me.
Let's talk about you, right?
Yeah.
You're an interesting fellow, and you have insight that is useful for the world at large. And your ideas are your ideas are something that need to be shared and evaluated on their merit, on whether or not they are valid and sound or not.
No,
just like every other human.
Not sound. None of my no. Not sound. Right. Well, I don't even.
So let me recap this video. Okay, so we learned in this video from PragerU to
lie to your kids.
Lie to your kids. Tell them to invent God. Take them to church so that they can make an informed decision about if God is true, but do that as they're pretending that God is true and as you're lying to them about God. And also make sure to lie about them ever getting into any harmful event ever, or you also ever getting hurt, because that will never ever happen.
Never happen. That burning building.
And just pretend that it's good, and then like maybe they'll also bring you back to faith. So just fake it till you make it, and that's what the video is about. Basically, I think I've summarized it fairly, but I was just shocked that they said the quiet part out loud. To fake it till you make it is said in some churches. I heard it once, though. Only once, and that was in a Pentecostal church. That's the only time I've ever heard it. Nowhere else. Nuts. And after that, I never heard that expression again. It was literally, and he didn't say fake it till you make it. He said you have to fake it at first, and regarding speaking with the tongues, that you have to fake that at first, and then it becomes real eventually. And I thought, no, if it's real, it's just going to happen. Because that's what I was expecting. I was expecting God to take over my tongue and just do this gibberish talk. That's why, and I was waiting for it and praying and wanted it to happen. And
I'm waiting for my wee girl to figure out that Santa's not real. And she will come to me, and I'll not be the one that tells her. I specifically don't want to be that person, because then her mother will also shout at me. But she will come to me, and she will shout at me for not telling her the truth. And, I see that as the way it's come. She'll be like, I expected it from Mum, but I didn't expect you to lie to me, Daddy.
Well, I mean, I don't know. All right, well, here's the 3 links. Now you have to put them on your video, because I don't know what I'm...
Yeah, you kept saying you'll put the links below.
Yeah.
That's proof.
Yeah, I know what I said, but what I said... Listen, just pretend I said something that makes sense. Oh, this video is just so annoying. So, I don't.
I'm going to put the link in the chat.
Don't lie to your kids. I do agree. The only part of the video I even agree a little bit about is, yes, teach your kids about religion. Maybe take them to a service, but not just the Christian one. Take them to... take them as well. Maybe you can't because you can't afford it, but if you could, take them to as many places as possible, or at least find something online to show them what the service is like, and watch that with them, and enjoy that with them, and talk about it afterwards. Sure, so that's that. Thanks for watching, everybody. We got mad at it, sort of. Here, I guess.
Have you got it out of your system now? Have you got it out of your system?
I guess. I'm always going to find something to complain about. But...
Well, no. Well, here, I want to say, first and foremost, we're now up to 18 people watching. Thank you. 20. Jesus, just bounced. 20 people watching.
See, that's all because of me not going live. See?
Maybe 18 watching, because I'm watching and you're watching. But anyway... Deconverted Man, I want to personally just say thank you for this, because I've been not trying to find an excuse or whatever, but like when other people come in that are more important than you, then I'll have my whole what I've been doing while I've been away stuff, because you don't care. I don't care what your thoughts are, we don't talk about it. But you really, I'm joking. You wanted to do the video, and did I go too far?
Somebody's birthday. Happy birthday, Sandy.
It is Sandy's birthday. It is Sandy's birthday.
All right. Happy birthday to Sandy.
How have you been now, man? In all general, how has the internet... I've been popping in and out of your chats. I've been doing a lot of lurking lately. I think I did say hello to you last week in your video.
Oh, I'm fine, I guess.
How has life been?
I could complain, but what's that gonna do?
Well, we have a phrase over here: why complain? Nobody would listen. I'm
right. Well, I'm not gonna not complain. Yeah, but this, also gotta give you the Big Spot blog link too, because he's responsible for me finding this video.
Yeah, because it's 2 years old. Would I be right in saying that?
I don't know. Yeah, it's pretty old. But I also sent it to Aaron Rocks. I'm like, this is saying the thing that he has said so much. He said, like, religious people have told him that they'll just,
Do you know what just to say...
This is saying the quiet part out loud.
Well, I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. Can you please... Now, you will be the only person that will be able to find this snappy. Deconverted Man wrote a book. It is available to buy, I do believe.
Yes.
Don't get all fucking shy. Don't. Yes, I'm all shy. If you have a few pounds, now I haven't read the damn thing at all. Partner of mine read it, and then we broke up, so I never got the book, and I'm too tight.
Oh, okay.
If you release your book digitally, I will read it. Send it to me for free. I'll read it.
I can. Yeah, sure. If you can't afford it, I'll send it.
It's not that I can't afford it. I just don't want to buy a book unless it's good. I read a book digitally, and then if I enjoy it, I will pay for it and keep a copy and put it up on the shelf. But I won't waste money on a book. Like, you buy a book and you read it and you're like, oh, I can't throw out a book because it's a book. But I don't want anyone to read it because it's shit.
Well, it's caught between an infinite hope, Finder of Spirits on Amazon, and my other book, The Lightbringer, is also.
Oh, you have two books now. Oh, sorry.
As well, The Lightbringer is made up. The other one, so the first one's my deconversion story. The Lightbringer is just kind of a fun, like, the story of the Bible, but told from Satan's perspective. So it's the actual story of the actual Bible.
That's very funny, because we did that the first night we got the first night we started playing with ChatGPT on a stream. Yeah. That's what we did. We were like, tell the Bible story from Satan, and you can go back and watch that, and it was quite funny. But
with those different chat things, the
the AI pretended to be the devil, you know.
Yeah, I love that sort of stuff. It's great. Yeah, ChatGPT is more like analytical and you have to use like narrative.
We were having fun,
stories and stuff. But yeah. I mean, yeah.
PragerU is usually not used for this either, but
I don't know. Maybe they'd do better if they just ran their scripts through AI and I don't know. Maybe
please type this truthfully and without sounding like a pompous prick.
Yeah, analyze this for logical and scientific errors, and then they just put their script in there and go, oh, damn, it's full of them. And then they wouldn't make any more videos.
Regios, thank you very much. If you could, please, I'm going to interrupt and talk about you now.
Sorry.
They have found your links. They found it in your YouTube page. If anyone would like to put the links of the books from the Amazon in the chat, that'd be very appreciated.
I can't put Zelda's or links in here.
There you go. People don't watch enough for you, man. You would be regular enough, though. You would stream at least once or twice a week. I do think your timing is off ever so slightly.
I don't. Yeah, I do things whenever I feel like it.
yeah. You just, I'm taking a poo. I'm gonna have a stream after this.
Yeah, basically.
You're sitting on the internet having a poo, going, "Oh, look what I found! I'm gonna make fun of this now." Yeah. So, but people need to subscribe to you.
I think I have a better radio show contest we could run. That's far safer. Is hold your breath. Whoever holds their breath longest wins.
I have an idea.
You just pass out.
I have an idea. Hold your wee for a wee.
Hold your wee for a wee. Oh, man. Okay. Thanks, everybody. We reviewed PragerU. I gave MathPig all the links. If you don't see any links, it's not my fault because I never even went live.
The last time you were on this, the last time I uploaded a video, including you, was with you and biblically having the God-eating monster conversation.
That was great. I love that.
That was absolutely fantastic, right?
It was great because he said that like he couldn't that there's nothing you could say that isn't true or something like that. And I'm like, what? No, no.
So I used that video as, the setup because it's already attached to the software and shit like that. And I had no time.
Yeah.
Because I had no fucking mouse up until like 40 minutes before the stream. I hadn't even plugged the thing in. Right?
Yeah.
So I just said, also, the only thing in the description is biblically. That's it. There was a whole thing about where it came from and a cutout from that and everything. And I was just going to delete all the description. Then I was like, no. I'll leave just biblically.
All right, thanks, MathPig, for doing this.
Hopefully, we'll do a thing someone again else later needs to come. If you're leaving, someone else needs to come in. I don't want to go to bed.
Oh, well, but I mean,
I thought I was in charge. Is this not my stream?
I mean, yeah, I guess it is technically your stream now, but also like if I navigate away, I'm not sure what happens.
Well, you could sit there
We'll
for.
find out.
Boom! Look at that. Who else
What
is
if
hiding back
if
there?
I close this window? I don't know what happens.
Well, if you do decide to leave at any moment, you can just leave, and then I can
Yeah.
do. I can continue on with that.
I'm not
I've
really
already hacked your
sure
system.
what happens.
Yeah, I've
Honestly, I have no idea if the whole thing shuts down.
Well, I would like you to stay and have the banter now that we've done the
All right,
whole
all right.
let's hate religion thing.
All
But
right,
don't
fine.
feel forced.
Okay.
I know you don't
Okay.
like me, you know. So it's
No,
fine. You
I'm
can
just
leave.
like wrapping
Where's-
up. I'm like, okay, we're done talking about the video, and that's it. Goodbye, everybody. You know, that's usually. But Clockwork Rex, hi. What do you think? Should you lie to your kids about God?
Lie to your kids.
Hey,
Lie
look,
to your
if you sacrifice a ram, you will teach your kids to sacrifice a ram. Just say. That's how that shit works.
Yeah, yeah. But at least they'll do better by sacrificing a ram than not sacrificing a ram, because not sacrificing a ram leads to nihilism.
Well, I mean, not if you eat it after you sacrifice it. So, I mean, you know.
Yeah. But if you don't sacrifice a ram at all, that's just terrible. That leads to nihilism, as you know. All the things I don't like lead to nihilism.
Wait,
Just
what's
as you're talking about sacrificing a ram.
What are we talking about? I don't know anymore.
Well, if you sacrifice your kid, then
Yeah.
you teach your kids to sacrifice their kids.
Yeah, well,
I'm
I
just
think
saying.
that
I already
if you do
did
that-
sacrifice my ram. Where's your ram?
Wait, but if you do
Oh,
that,
hey.
then they're not alive to sacrifice anything, aren't they? I don't know.
I
Oh, I
got
was-
that from the mountains quite well, not locally here, maybe an hour's drive from here. And no, that's a lie. The one I found was a little tiny one, and I left it in the art department at high school for them to clean it. And they cleaned this one, and someone else found this one. And when I went in to collect mine, I was like, "Oh, that's way better than mine." Right?
MathPig found a tiny ram that he cleaned with the help of kids.
Yeah, well, I was a child at the time. I was 17 at the time.
Oh, he was a kid. That's fine then. That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't be as an adult at 40-year-old walking into a high school art department going, "Can you please randomly clean this skull I found in the mountains with blood?"
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, why not?
Wee bit of an echo, Clockwork.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Blaster
one.
Master.
Hey,
Hey,
Oh.
Blaster Master. Should we lie to our kids?
Lower the volume on Blaster Master a wee bit.
No, let's make
Okay.
it more higher, louder.
Master Blaster. Fucking great movie,
Blaster.
Thunderdome. Great
Yeah.
movie, Thunderdome.
Did you? I don't know if you can hear me.
I
No,
can
I'm
hang
just
on.
ignoring you. We can all hear you. I'm just
All
ignoring
right, great. Yeah, it's just ignoring me. Great. Love
Please,
that.
go on ahead, seeing as it is your stream, deconverted man.
Yeah. Is it? I don't know. Blaster Master. Should we lie to our kids?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay.
Good answer.
Maybe. I don't know.
They're like, what happened to my goldfish? I don't know.
I ate it.
The cat must have eaten it.
Dude, I've got this thing now, right? And this is a nearly 70-gallon tank that I built with some old acrylic that was left over from work.
Oh, nice.
And this is 2 pallets, cut to shape and all the rest of the wee things. I've got a wee door here and all, and I've got a
Cool.
wee door over there. I've got 12 species of isopods, roaches, crickets, a couple of snails. There's a millipede and a centipede in there too, although they're just ones found in the garden. I want to get one of the big ones.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking of getting one of the giant African snails and maybe some millipedes. And my wee girl has just become obsessed with bugs. Oh, and there's ant colonies there as well. And yeah, my wee girl has become obsessed with bugs, so I just went, yeah, let's do that.
That's cool. When I lived in South Korea for a few years, I lived in the city for a while, but then the second time I went back, we lived like down south, like in the jungle. And man, I saw some big insects.
The millipedes, you can get a fire
Oh.
millipede now, right? and it's 8
Yeah.
quid, and it grows between 4 and 6 inches.
Oh
4
yeah.
and 6
Oh
inches.
yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sitting in my living room, and one fell on my foot, crawled out of the ceiling, like in between like the crack in the wall, and it fell on my foot, and I'm like, ah! And they're super poisonous.
Fuck
Right?
that. Yeah.
I screamed like a little girl.
We started with a box this size, right? And then I got a little scrap of acrylic from work, and I put a window in. You know, like just a storage box.
Yeah.
You know, she wanted just some bugs, so I was like, where the fuck am I gonna get fucking bugs, right? Apart from out in the yard and all that, where the fuck am I gonna get something in my wee yard? So we went to the local mainstream pet shop, and we just bought live reptile food. So we can get silent crickets, you can get roaches, you can get worms, you know, things like that. And I was like, right, I don't know what to get. I have never done anything insecty, little small box. I was like, get the worms, honey. We'll get the worms. So she got the worms. They went into the box. We had the box set up. I bought soil and all this equipment for it. And I was like, fucking worms under the ground all the time. I can't see nothing. So the next weekend we went in and she bought crickets and she bought roaches. No, crickets and locusts. Right?
Okay.
And then we
Oh,
moved.
some shit that'll make noise. Okay.
No,
Fair
silent crickets. They're silent crickets, right? They don't make any noise at all.
Never heard of such thing.
They're not like the ones you find in your yard.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just like the crickets they breed to feed the reptiles.
So we moved up to a bigger tank. It's a 60-liter tank. It was only a $5 out of like Walmart type of thing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And again, wee bit of an offcut from PVC. It worked with clear stuff. Put it in the front window, and we filled it with the crickets and stuff. And rolling around, going mad. The locust, we put plants in it too. A few nice plants, you know, for a bit of visualization.
Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah. The fucking crickets or the locusts ate all the plants. Killed all the plants. Yeah. And then they all died. And the crickets were running around and stuff. And then I'm doing a big clear out at work, right? I run the store in the factory I work at. And I'm doing a big fucking clear out. And I found 4 sheets that's over 2.5 meters long and 40 mil high of this clear acrylic that they used to use for the old trailers that they don't use anymore. And over the period of this 2 or 3 weeks, I'm talking to the head of production who buys all the stuff in, you know, for the company. And we're just chatting and stuff, and I'm showing him the pictures of all this mad. I lost him. Anyway, they can hear it back. Oh no, I'm not talking to anyone now. No one else I feel cares.
What? Blaster Master.
Yeah, his device isn't connected, so.
Oh.
They tried to turn on their camera, possibly.
I don't know. It moved you to backstage. Well, I can't do any. I can't put you on stage. I don't know why. They'll need to connect your mic camera.
Well, they're in the background. They can hear me, so I know they're still listening. Anyway, so then he says to me, I says to him, "How much are these big sheets? You know, would you mind if I?" Ah! It's the bug lady. Well, my bug lady.
There we go.
There we go. Ah, see, I told you they were changing their camera.
No, I don't know. My camera just started flickering for some reason. That was weird. I didn't want to turn my camera on.
So we went from the wee small case to the big one. I found these sheets at work, and I said to the head of production, I was like, you know, you wouldn't mind selling me them like on a discount price. They've been laying up there for 5-6 years. They're covered in mold and shit. Like, you know, they're going to end up in the bin. They're no good to nobody. And he's like, they're 50 quid a sheet, Robbie. I'll sell them to you for 50 quid a sheet. I was like, oh, that's still £300, like, you know. I was like, no, you're all right. No, that's grand. That's grand. And he went, are you and your wee girl going to fill them with bugs? I was like, more than likely. And he went, suppose that's better than putting them in the bin. Don't get fucking caught taking them out of work. I was like, right, okay, no bother, bye. And then I cut them down to like 1.5 meters so they'd fit in the boot of the car. There's a jungle in here.
That's cool. Have you seen the videos where like people will make their own aquariums out of acrylic?
I guarantee I follow that YouTube channel already.
Okay.
I'm slightly obsessed. I've even just started doing long walks, and I took my wee girl and Amber out for a walk along a fucking B road because a tree got blew down in the storm about 3 days before Amber got here, and I've been eyeing it up because it's all twisty and shit. And that was an activity for the day. We went and we cut we cut branches off a dead tree at the side of the road, and then I took Amber to my mum's house where we did isopod hunting. And
there you go.
And yeah, that was great time, Amber. If they're still here.
Oh, I love animals and insects and stuff. I love all that stuff too. I'm into it as well.
Yeah, I've got a little crazy now. We've got dairy cow isopods in here breeding, and then I've got these are the Kluge. Oh, these are the wee clown ones. These are brown with an orange trim and spots up their back.
Cool.
And then I've got a wee enclosure over here. We built on Saturday, me and my wee girl, and that's just the breeds I have in it at the minute. And I don't know, right? Don't fall into my drink. Let me see if we can do this to the camera. And everybody see all the gribblies?
Yeah. Have you ever seen? Have you ever been to the channel? It's called Ants Canada.
I follow Ants Canada, and Ants Canada liked my post when the thing happened that I'm not allowed to talk about when my partner's here because they don't like the thing. But yes, awesome. I did the thing, and then I tagged them and went, "It's all your fault," and they went and liked me. They also follow me on Instagram. Yeah, I've started an Instagram as well.
That's cool. He's a cool dude.
He's very cool. I think he deliberately bought that house because there's like 7.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, can I just say, I want to step in. My partner feels very nervous about that thing. They don't like that thing. They're cool for all the other insects, but they don't like that. So they haven't even said hello to me yet. They're just sitting in the corner going, "Stop talking about this."
Stop talking about the ants.
Shh, you said the word. Don't say the word. Hi, honey.
Okay. Well, okay. Back to South Korea. There were like giant stick bugs that were like a foot long almost. They were really cool.
Yeah.
And then there were giant mantis that were huge, huge. Like one of those females. I'm not afraid of praying mantis usually, but one of those females would be in the windowsill during like a rainstorm. I'm like, I'm not touching that damn thing because it's like 6 inches long. It's gonna bite my freaking finger off, you know. And then also giant swallow wasp, you know, the giant wasp, giant hornets. Oh man, one of those flew into my house one time. Woo-wee! I was so scared. I was like, because one of those things, like if it stings you in the finger, it can melt your finger off, basically. They're nasty.
Oh, we've even got Knock in the chat. Hello, Knock. Knock, if Deconverted Man, I know this is your hangout, so do you have the availability of more than 6 people? Yes or no?
I don't have any idea. If it lets me let them in, then I can let them in.
Do you pay for StreamYards?
Oh, no, it's free.
Okay, you're 6. I think, Savage, you may have ability for 10.
Not anymore.
Okay, cool. Right, so we're stuck with 6. Otherwise, Knock, you would have been more than welcome to join.
I mean, you can set up, you know, your own thing, so I can.
Oh no, I'm 6 as well. I can't have.
I want to go.
We're all broke.
I can't leave.
If you want to go, you want to go. You want to stay.
No, if I leave, the whole thing explodes. I'm telling you.
It doesn't. You just hit leave.
Okay, I don't know. I think it will close. I don't want to close it.
It won't. It's even if it's all under your account and you're the one.
Okay.
It won't shut down the stream.
All right, because I didn't. You know, I felt like you guys are having a good talk, and I don't want to. Right. I'm just done. I did my thing, and now I'm done. And
you're out of energy, and you want to go.
Yeah. So,
if anybody,
but I don't want to abandon all you guys and
No, it will run on
the other stream.
All right. Okay,
there's a StreamYards link that I've put in the chat. If people want to go and join that one,
but they won't be able to join it because they'll be the backstage and nobody will be the host.
No.
I mean, I will safety open it on another tab, but we don't need it. Sorry.
Shush. If everybody here would mind clicking on the link that's in the chat, and when I see you all in the other room, I will swap screens, and then Deconverted Man can leave guilt-free and feel better about it.
Yay! I've never encountered Savage Minnow, though, so I'm interested in why they're a minnow that's savage.
Oh my goodness, don't even get into the amount of names that Red has. I called you
Red.
Red the other day when I was talking at work. My father caught on. Davy Jr. didn't catch on. The fucking head of the stores didn't catch on. And the fucking guy that does all the fixing, he was like, "Who the fuck's Red? You're engaged to a color? What's happening?"
Wait, what does your dad know me as? If he doesn't know me as Red.
No, Dad caught on. Junior caught on. Davy
Oh, okay.
Senior didn't catch on. And Paddy, who does the fixing around the factory, he was like, "You're engaged to a color? What?"
You're engaged to a color, MathPig?
Yes.
Oh, what color?
I don't call Savage Men
Oh,
Savage
I
Minnow.
see. I see. You guys are engaged. Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
I am MathPig's fiance.
That's
Oh,
the
wow.
partner he was talking about. Come on, deconverted
Oh,
man.
I don't know. I don't know what that bleep's going on. Nobody ever tells me anything. Oh, man, wow. MathPig, you hit it out of the park there, man. You're
Oh no
I
no
don't
no!
know
Don't
how
worry!
you-
Don't no! She's
She's
beautiful
way,
and
she's
absolutely
way
fantastic.
too good for you.
She's a
I
little
can tell you that.
she's a little mad, you know, so it balances out. It's fine.
Oh, okay. MathPig is going way beyond his his league. No,
Well, sometimes you got to punch
You're
up.
making me blush.
Just saying.
That's-
You can't always punch down.
Yeah. Oh my God! I can't see anything anymore.
No.
Yeah.
So we've got Clockwork Rex in need of joining. That's it. Clockwork
All
Rex. Click the link in the private chat and then
Well,
deconvert.
congratulations, Pig and Minnow, and I hope you guys do well
Thank
and all
you.
that.
Thank you very much,
Yeah.
man.
Hopefully, get to interact and do stuff with you at some point, whatever comes your way. If you need.
It took
logical
Stu
something,
over a
yeah.
year of living with me before he didn't want to kill me. Red
Oh, okay.
Red lasted 2 months and then went back to America. So we're working on it, you know. We're working
Okay.
on it.
Who's gonna get the? Well, I mean, you have joint. I don't know how any of that works. Like.
Like dual citizenship and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to keep my U.S. citizenship. It's a little bit easier, and then also I still get to vote.
Don't you
So-
have to still pay taxes though, or whatever? Or, yeah. Do you have to pay taxes to the other place as well, or like?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's if I took all of my money out of my bank here and paid taxes on it to bring it over there, I would also pay a lot of taxes just to bring it over
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
six
the
of one.
catch-22.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
a fucking.
Plus,
It's
once
the
you
same
give
over
up-
here, though. It's the same over here. My mum had a very, very, very bad accident in the south, which we would call the Republic, the south of Ireland. And it was while she was working there. Now, we have not dual citizenship in Northern Ireland, but we've got the Good Friday Agreement, So if my mum applies for it, she could work down south. And she did. And a fucking massive fridge, like a 7-foot glass fridge in a factory, or like a thing, come down here and wrecked her. And her company give
Hey,
her money.
MathPig, can you
Yes.
mute yourself on the other stream?
Oh,
So I'm not hearing you twice.
there you go. Sorry.
Thanks, bro.
So her company give her money for her to drive 12 mile over the border, right? Literally from her house, 12 mile, you're over the border, you're in another country. The UK government wanted double, 1, 2, 3, 5 figures of the money that she was given to her. It was something like 17% to go from 12 mile across the border. The governments are bastards. Anyway, we're waiting on Clockwork Rex to hit that button, and then Deconverted Man can leave.
All right, everyone. Good luck. I'm going, no matter what happens.
It's
Bye,
not gonna
everybody.
die.
Goodbye. It's the end of the world. Goodbye.
Everybody
Goodbye.
clap for the
Goodbye.
furries, clap for
Ah,
the
I love
furries,
you
clap
all.
for the furries.
The humanity.
The Looney Tunes character right there.
I hope you didn't die.
I have to laugh at Knock. Knock, it's been that long since I jumped into a stream. I honestly don't know if I have the setup for it. Me and Lobster Man, Deconverted Man, were to do this yesterday, and I helped a friend out at work. His son got a new thing. It doesn't matter, whatever it was. I plugged my Bluetooth transmitter into his son's computer, and then I'm pretty sure I think that I sent it home with the computer. So my Bluetooth mouse did not work. This was planned for yesterday at the exact same time, set up and everything. I put a tweet out and all about it. Came in, logged in, typed the password, lifted the mouse, put new batteries in it, lit up. Fuck all. Fuck all. I was raging. Absolutely raging. Didn't stream. That's why we are tonight. I went round to the office at work and told them we needed a new mouse for the computer at work. And I got a new mouse for the computer at work, and I took the old one home. So now I have a mouse.
There you go.
So Rage, don't feel bad. Do feel free to come on in. Do come into this link though. Clockwork Rex, have you not clicked the button?
Which link? Because yeah, I was gonna say like.
I think he's AFK, man.
No, I'm here.
Oh, well, are you gonna click the link?
Well, I'm gonna move the other one across now in case other people join. So you'll just be heard, and we're all gonna leave here, and you'll be talking to no one. Click.
I'll talk to myself. Hey,
No,
that's not
look
unusual.
There's a link in the private chat, man. There's a link in the private chat. There's a link in the main chat.
It sounds better with the accent when he says that for some reason. He's like, I'm gonna say talk to myself.
Fair enough.
I mean, unless you want to talk to yourself,
Sad days, woe is me.
Oh no! Hey, I fucking enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, you're
I
like,
don't
this is
yeah,
the life.
you're young. I mean,
The moment you click the link, man, it's all sorted. We're literally just waiting on you to go click.
Do you see the link in the chat?
Let me see if this works. I know.
This is how I
It
felt.
might work.
It might work. How do you do the YouTubes? Are you okay? Do you need an inhaler?
Who, me?
Look, I started day drinking, but I could at least find the link.
Hey,
Oh my
get your
goodness,
shit
right.
together.
I'm just leaving. Clockwork. I'm just leaving. I'm going to the other stream.
Yeah, let's just go. Open up the other side, and we'll go. We'll just leave. Leave him here.
Minu might die. Minu might die. We need to leave. Okay, we're back. Now, if you just want to move to this stream and then unmute, you should only hear me once now, because I left that.
Yep.
There we go. Tell Clockwork Rex to get his ass over there.
Tried.
At least your
It's
icon's
like-
working here.
Dude, some Southern people, they just don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? They're just, I'll get to it when I get to it.
That's a
he left. He left. It's just me.
That's a bit racist.
How did you guys meet? If you don't mind me asking.
Here.
On the
Okay.
internets. On the
Sweet.
internet. We used to do a quiz. We used to do a quiz show together and all. We called it Canon Wars, where we
Mhm.
agreed that I would pick a team of people, she would pick a team of people. We would then ask questions to these two teams, and we would see who wins. And we had a bit of banter. And basically, I picked all the teams, and every time I let her have the good team, I think I won once. It was rigged. It was rigged.
Should have had my wife on that, man. Like, my wife is like a trivia master. She's a PhD student.
Oh,
And
right. Where is
Yeah.
it? Where's Willis?
oh, look who showed up.
Mr. Willis in the chat, right? Mr. Willis is from the
I think
UK.
it's funny that.
Mr.
Go ahead.
Mr. Willis is from the UK, and he came across us when Canon Wars, the channel, and all that stuff was happening, right? And he was like, "Oh, he sent me an email. I would love to be involved. I've been on University Challenge and 2 or 3 other quiz shows on TV in the UK, and named these shows that I knew, you know." And I was like,
Dang.
"Fucking damn brilliant!" He didn't
Right.
have a fucking clue, man. He always lost. He was on the shows, but he always lost. He was in the losing team. We lost really badly.
Oh, and like, I loved like the questions that he like so like determinedly like
this is one of the
confidently answered wrong.
Right, Blaster Master did
Nice.
answer. No, that's a rigged question, and this comes to it. we didn't actually speak for about 2 or 3 weeks after this, during the fucking thing, over this question, because this fucking bitch in the corner, I don't give a fuck.
Literally, this,
She asked.
we had like a 2 week
No,
argument.
okay,
over
I'm
this.
leaving.
I
I'm
think
leaving.
me. He was pissed.
It's pretty funny.
Okay, we will ask
I thought it
Blaster
was
Master.
hilarious.
We will ask
He was
Blaster
actually
Master, right?
mad.
Blaster Master, how many countries borders France?
Oh. I have no idea. I'm not good with
Randomly.
geography. I'm gonna say like 5.
Totally wrong. No clue what you're talking about.
Closer than Mr. Willis.
So said Mr.
I don't
Willis.
know.
But this fucking bitch in the corner was like, oh no, I'm including colonies and all that shit too. So you're wrong.
No, I said
It's like
depending on how you
11.
count it.
So like 3 maybe.
It's either 7 or 11, depending on. I would
Oh,
have
7 or 11, okay.
either answer.
I knew it was gonna be a lot.
I'm
I was like,
leaving.
geez, I don't know, man. That's a lot of
Divorce.
countries. Belgium, Germany,
Divorce, yeah.
Switzerland,
So
Spain. They all
cancel.
border France. Yeah.
Knock,
okay.
knock, run away, man. This is worse than you versus biblically. All right? Fucking France borders. It's getting worse.
Yeah. See, this is why I rely on my wife for this knowledge, not myself. You know.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
apparently he wanted to rely on me every freaking.
She wins me lots of free
all
beer
the
trivia.
questions
That's
for
all I'm saying.
all
So
the-
There's a
proof is in the
Free
pudding.
beer. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah,
Now you
right. Free
talk
beer.
like
right? There's a
yeah,
reason.
now you talk
There's a
about
reason. Right. Yeah, but we didn't talk for a wee while, and then we had trouble finding teams, you know, because I didn't want to use the same people over and over and over, and in the small community, so it sort of faded away. And we only did one a month, you know. We
No,
only-
some people have like memories where they can just memorize dates and shit, and like they just have to read something once and they remember it forever.
I have
And
trouble
I
remembering.
can't do that.
I have trouble
We need
remembering a
people like
phone
that.
number, right? Like phone number.
Yeah, exactly.
Or 11, 12 digits. Now, I know my mum's because it's the same for ages. I know my own, it's the same for ages. But what's really strange is with me running the store at work, right? I don't build the parts. Like, I know what a farm machinery thing is. I know what a
Mhm.
fucking slurry tanker is. I know what
Yeah.
it's right? But I've never built
I grew up on a farm as well.
Right. Well, I didn't grow up on a farm, but I know farmers and shit. I know what they are, yeah? And I work in this bespoke farm machinery place where we make all these things, right? But if you said to me, what's that out there? I'd say it's a slurry tanker. I don't know what this part name is or what this part name is. And this is this and this is this. And they all on the floor call them, say, for example, a sight tube, right? Is the clear thing on the side that you see the shite of the slurry tanker and see how much is in it.
Yeah.
And they'll come up at the start and go, I need such and such. I need a sight tube. And I'd be like, what's a sight tube? Goes in the slurry tanker. I don't fucking build these things, dude. I'm in charge of the stock. You give me
Like,
a
I'm
part
not out
number.
there in the field, homie.
Yeah, you give me a part number. I will go down there and I get it for you in 30 seconds. You give me a fucking
No,
part number.
that's like I do like DoorDash, and I'll get like directions. They'll be like, meet me across from the university building, this building. I'm like, I don't know where the hell that building is.
Yeah.
Why are you assuming that I know what buildings that are on campus? Like, why the hell would you assume that?
Yeah, 2 old people tried to give me directions the other day, and I was just like, look, I want you to shut up and give me the address so I can put it in Google Maps. And I just had to sit there, up around the church, you take a left, you don't need Google Maps, up around there, and you take it. It's really easy, beside the rugby club and all. It's like, yeah, can I have the fucking
No, yeah, I need Google Maps.
Yeah,
like, give me the fucking address.
Yeah. Give me the address. Exactly.
But yeah, we did the Canon Wars thing, and I think Knock, you were in the show. Were you in the show one night? No.
Probably. I know.
Oh, you're very loud.
Holy fuck.
I stayed away from Quidditch because I never liked it because when I tried to run a couple Quidditch games or whatever it's called.
Whiplash.
Online. Yeah, and it was just like a nightmare. So I'd probably like it better if I didn't run
Quidditch
it.
is a different game. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Whiplash is totally different. Yeah, it's trying
Also
to say,
played on university campuses sometimes.
So is Quidditch like an online game that you play, or am I thinking Harry Potter?
Yeah, Harry Potter
is
is
Harry
Quidditch.
It is Harry Potter, but they do play.
All right.
Whiplash is what we
They
play.
run around with like a broom, and then there's a guy called the Golden Snitch who like.
Yeah.
hides-
Whiplash
yeah,
is
yeah.
like cards for Hermione. Cards.
Yeah, like the game that you
lube
guys
the one
would play
person up and you
on
have
your
them
channel.
run from everyone else.
Yeah.
And you're like, grab the lube guy that's lubed.
I
It's
hated
cool
that
before
online
you
game that
tell
you
everybody
guys would play,
first,
because I tried to run a couple games and it was a nightmare.
Oh yeah, no. You
Yeah.
have to run this. There is. That's why I had at the time 5 screens. I've only got 4 at the minute. I think I'm gonna go down to 3.
MathPig, it was back when Allie was with me and she talked me into it. It was a bad
It
idea.
was we had. I don't want to bring up past partners, and you know yourself that I dated Amanda and stuff in the past, but we had an entire Quiplash stream where all 6 people, I think every third answer was Manda's snatch. No matter what the question was, it was Manda's snatch. That's where'd your keys go? Did you lose them in Manda's snatch? Every third answer from no matter who was answering the question.
Like I remember watching you guys playing it a couple times, and I'm like, they're doing it right, Like,
oh, she left
because everybody's
the bad one.
interactive and stuff.
Yeah. No. Well, good to talk to you, Knock. How have you been?
Pretty good, man. Like trying to figure my shit out because,
See,
I'm
if
not.
you fucking tell me you're an atheist again, I'm gonna slap you.
No, I'm not. But I think a lot of people would think I'm an atheist.
No, well,
Because-
that's my stream. And
I don't believe in any gods. I don't think I've ever claimed to believe in any gods. But like I do believe in the great. Like I believe in what I don't know, and I don't know shit. So
right. So you,
Yeah.
So, all right. We're gonna make it. Where's the button to make it all about now? Right.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right?
Oh boy.
No. Me and you.
It seems like every time since I stopped being an atheist, every time I come in the stream, it becomes about me. That's why I stopped jumping in streams.
Are you happier? Do you feel like, are you more at peace with yourself? That's the important thing, right?
I mean, sometimes I do, but like I still have the harsh struggles of life. Like it's still like a struggle, man.
Because I've known you for a while, right?
Yeah. But I
if
think
it makes you feel any better,
I'm
less
less angry.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's okay. Good.
I
That's
wasn't
what
going to
I'm
ask you
asking,
about
basically.
your religious status. If it makes you
So-
feel any better.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think most people would actually consider me still an atheist, but like there's been like this term spiritual atheism going around that like a lot of atheists are like up in arms against, and I'm like, I think I fall into that. So like, I guess I'm the bad guy now.
Right.
I don't
But
care.
ask
But I
you
don't
this,
believe in any woo, right?
no,
So like,
I don't
spiritual
care.
atheism implies
You can-
woo.
Buy
you can call
deconverted
yourself whatever
man.
you want.
Buy lobster. That's weird talking. Saying
Love you, deconverted man.
I have a comment on the atheist and the spirituality. I've been going through some shit recently, and like I think most of y'all know, I'm fairly atheist. I guess I'm pretty far over on that spectrum,
Mhm.
and it like there is sort of like a comfort and that like there are answers that I don't have answers to in other places in religion. And I do find like I find myself like listening to like different like shul talks and sermons and shit like that, just kind of soul searching, not necessarily for the religious aspect of it, but more of the community and the mentorship of like the rabbi or the
that's
priest, pastor, whatever kind of shit.
Yeah. I mean, I always like the community aspect of religion. Like I was saying earlier in the chat before I came in, the youth pastors lived on my parents' property next door, and I was very involved with everything. I played my instrument at church too during service every week, or 2 times a week, Wednesday and Sunday. And then we had like special things where we would do like Passover, we do plays and stuff like that, and I was involved in all that stuff with playing in the band we'd have like 20 or 30 ensemble like music instruments, I mean, it was a pretty serious deal, and all the other people from all the other churches would come to our church to watch our Passover plays and stuff like that,
Well, yeah, I think that definitely had an impact on me, just the nature of what I had become. And, I wasn't just the raging atheist online. I'd become that in like real life, right? Like, so I'd alienated myself from all of my family here in Michigan, all of my former friends. I had pretty much isolated myself. So I was utterly alone. And then I had the Smoky Saint thing. And I went to such a toxic place in that, like I no longer liked myself. So I think I was looking for something, and I think I had a nervous breakdown, which was my like spiritual thing, whatever, that I freaked out about online. But like, I've been able to rationalize it since. I've been able to put it back into my naturalist box and say, you know, maybe there is a God out there. I don't fucking know. But if there is, it's definitely something natural, because we live in a natural universe. Like, I don't think I could ever go to that supernatural place of, like, you know, what most people, I think, would consider God.
When I left religion, I went through a phase like that too. Like, I trained under this lady that was like she taught yoga and Tai Chi. And
yeah, I've been practicing a lot of Tai Chi.
Yeah, I trained under her for 5 years for free. She taught me. She was like, "You're my best student. I'm going to teach you everything I know."
It's so like calming, and then it helps you get back in shape at the same time. Like, it helps you get healthy at the same time.
Yeah, but I mean, I've been doing martial arts my whole life, and that's definitely been an influence on me. And I went through, like I said, a phase where I was like kind of spiritual, and I empathize with your position.
The MathPig wants to say something.
Go ahead, MathPig.
Really? Thank you for noticing.
I saw you waving.
Really?
That's usually what it means.
I thought my camera froze. I wasn't sure. You know. Knock, me and you had this conversation before about the different stages and stuff. A lot of people in this country specifically, I'm going to just talk normally like an Irish person and really fast so Savage can get used to it. So people over here, they usually do the church thing, then they rebel and become a non-theist if we're using titles and labels, right? So you're a theist, you're an angry non-theist screaming and all the rest of it. Then you do the spiritual, then you land an agnostic. That would be the general period of where it is now, you know, over here in this country. And when you're an agnostic, you land there and you usually end up there and you're honest with yourself and you know, I know fuck all. Right? Again, we're using labels. Everybody's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know nothing.
Yeah, I'm going to sound a little condescending, but, you know, welcome to adulthood. We know fuck all. That's it. You're at your final religious stage now. Now you can get comfy. Now you can be you. And
if you can accept that.
And just
it's the accepting is the hard part. That's what took so damn long.
Yeah. And if I can say, man, right, and I know we're on YouTube and have 14 people watching and all the rest of it. It's YouTube and it's nice, and I've missed you, Knock, and I've missed you, Rex, and you know,
I've missed everybody, man. Like, I have been fiending so bad to come back and talk to all my friends. I miss Bree, I miss you, MathPig. Like, when I saw you streaming, I'm like, holy shit, MathPig is back. Fuck yes.
6
you know,
months, man. 6 months. I don't want to say I'm back. I'm not back. It's only happened because Deconverted Man did like a.
You got the itch. And I've been getting the itch.
I've been getting the itch. Yeah.
You're here now. That's what matters.
No. What matters? No. This the thing. This doesn't matter, and I don't want to say and throw it away and dismiss it for what it isn't, because I wouldn't be the person I am today, and I wouldn't have this beautiful woman that I'm getting married to, who has put up with a lot of bullshit for me and my wages and all the rest of it. But I wouldn't have any of this, right? My wee girl has definitely been influenced from my more skeptical view, and she's doing great because of it. And I wouldn't have got all of that income. This last 5-6 years was doing the YouTubes and meeting all these people has been very, very important in the development of where I am now. You know, I have been I don't give a shit. I talk about personal stuff and all. I take tablets now every day, 8 minutes past 10, middle of my breakfast, my alarm goes off, boom, boom, boom. I'm having my breakfast, take my tablets. And it's the minimum dose of a certain thing, and it's not this or that. It's only certain. Starting. It stops me rabbit holing, right? And I don't.
That's good.
What I was afraid of with medication when I went to the doctors and I went to the mental assessment and stuff was, we're going to give you something that's just going to dumb you down that fucking much. You're not going to be yourself anymore. I seen it happen with my mum. My mum was going through something and they prescribed her opiates. You know, it was like, who the fuck am I talking to, mum? You know, and then she told me, and there was a definite change. And I was afraid of something similar happening. And I explained this to the person that I was talking to and all. But anyway, long story short, I'm doing better. I'm doing well. I've got all my bugs. I've got a happy daughter who is doing fantastically in school and will not stop growing. And made me breakfast in bed for the first time ever in Saturday. Right? She's 6. She made me breakfast in bed. She didn't actually make me breakfast in bed. She came up the stairs after making me breakfast in the kitchen to wake me because she gets up early, and she lets me lie on for another half an hour or so because she knows that I work during the week, and she's very understanding. And I leave her out a bowl of cereal and her juice or whatever she wants for breakfast in the morning, sitting for her. And she'll come down and get that, and she'll do the whole Saturday morning cartoons that we used to do when we were kids, And then like 30 minutes or 40 minutes or whatever it is, she'll come up and she'll wake me. She'll come up and she's like, Daddy, I made you breakfast. And I'm fucking half asleep. And Savage will vouch for me in this. There is sleep Robbie and there's actual Robbie. I will wake up and talk to you. And until you've known me for a while, you'll not be able to tell the difference in the voices or anything. But it's like, yeah, I look at you, And I'll be, yeah. And then I just close my eyes and go straight back to sleep again. And I will not remember having that conversation, right? So that happened.
You can imagine the trouble that this has gotten us into.
Oh yeah, because you're like, hey, I'm gonna be doing this later today. You're like, okay, sure, he got that, right? He got that, and then
we had this
I don't
conversation.
remember having that conversation at all.
Yeah, right. So she came up and she did that, and then 20 minutes.
I'm like that too. Like when I sleep, man, my brain shuts off.
Yeah.
And it takes me about 15, 20 minutes, at least usually I just jump into the shower and that'll wake me up, right? Or drink some coffee or tea usually, but yeah.
I have an alarm at 5 past 7, I have an alarm at 7:15, I have an alarm at 20 past
Of course
7,
you do.
and I have an alarm at 30.
You gotta wake up slowly.
Yeah, I have an alarm at 30.
Keep in mind, I have an alarm at 1:45 so that when I'm there, I can wake up before his alarms start going off because I don't even want to bother.
Oh, I'm a cunt for my alarms. I used to have a Second World War gas siren as my alarm. Woo!
No.
I can start nudging him when I get up and like 3 a.m.
I'm into work at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I have an alarm set for 5 a.m. Eastern time. I wake up.
That's brutal.
I wake up at 2:30 a.m. Right? I don't need an alarm, but I keep it on just in case I happen to sleep one day.
The child came up.
I work in store GPS.
She tried to wake me, and then I sort of woke up maybe 20 minutes or half an hour later or something going, was Elena up here? What? So I came down the stairs, and she's laid up on the sofa behind me here. See this one, the guitar's above it. And she's got the living room blanket down around her. The heating's on, obviously. She's not cold. She's just cuddling up. You know what you do inside when you watch cartoons. She has her empty bowl in front of her. She has a big fucking glass of milk sitting in front of her. And she's like, your breakfast is in the kitchen, Danny. So I go out, and she's got the breakfast sitting there. So much butter. Now, she doesn't take butter on her sandwiches. She's like American. She isn't like, she only would have jam. She doesn't like the butter.
Yeah.
She put so much butter on. Oh my God, there's butter everywhere. She didn't even wipe it.
Okay, that might be my influence. I'm sorry.
Right? So there's butter all over the place. There's fucking strawberry jam all over the place. And she's put it on top of my fucking brand new A3 sketch pad that I got because I'm hoping to do some house upgrades.
Oh no.
And it's all over, and she's wrote on it in green
the
marker.
butter is leaked into your pad.
In green marker, she's written on the big fucking front of it, right? Love you, Daddy. Made this for you, Elena. With a big fucking arrow to the butteriest, most buttered thing you've ever seen in your life, man. I couldn't eat it because I was too busy crying with joy.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I even took a picture and put it on Twitter and all if he's following me on Twitter, but yeah.
Kids are great.
Yeah, there's a phrase, I'm going back to the whole religious thing with kids and stuff like that. There is something that a lot of my ex-partner, her mother's friends would say, because her mother would be, I don't want to say religious, her grandmother is definitely religious, you know? But she does lean towards that. Oh, there's 7 people now. I'm sorry, whoever's in the background. Bumblebee. Oh, I don't have room for Bree.
Oh, Bree.
1 second, Bree. We'll sort something. Anyway, yeah. I've lost my thoughts now because I've seen a beautiful.
I can hang out in the back and just chat in the private chat.
I can't do the private chat because I've got full screen.
My StreamYard isn't 10 people anymore either. I'd say we'd jump over there, but yeah, I don't even have it either.
Oh, so you didn't see my message earlier when I said that I was grabbing something and I was not upset or anything. Now I feel bad because it was like one of those like slightly inopportune times when you were like talking about my ex. And I was like, he's gonna.
Oh
I
yes,
thought
when
you
I
thought
did
I-
them. Oh, I don't want to say that word, and you ran away. Yes, that's why you're. Yeah. Thank
I
you.
did. I went to grab something, and I said that in the private
Okay,
chat. But
can I ask
I-
what
I
it
saw
is
it in the private chat.
about the ants that bothers you so
No,
much?
Jesus! Right, I'm kicking them. I'll kick them.
Okay.
In particular?
Hi, Bree. Hi, Bree. Hi,
I
how are you?
really.
I'm running away.
Hey, cuties.
Ben-
Hey.
No, he kicked himself.
Well, I heard you all talking about Smoky Saint, so I put this on because I know how much he loves.
Yeah, he definitely loves some red bras.
Smoky Saint. Oh my god.
No, what are we gonna do? Does somebody have a 10-person account? Who
I
has a
do.
10-person
No, I'm
account?
broke too.
Stephanie
I
does.
do.
Did you hear her, MathPig? Are you in the back?
I can
we
go
hear
there.
it?
Yeah, I can start a stream.
No, I'm not here. I'm not here.
You have a 10-man, Stephanie?
I do.
All right.
Swap me out again so that you can finagle.
Yeah, just put a link in the private chat, Stephanie, and we'll move.
Yeah,
over to
hang
yours.
on. I'm cooking it up as we
Before-
speak.
Yeah, thank you. Before I was very rude, demanding that you give us your money. Thank you very much for giving me availability.
It'll cost you, MathPig.
Woo!
There you go.
I love the way Stephanie looks down. It's like, it'll cost you. Here, I'm naked. Oh, fuck, I had looked.
You don't get a
That's
show
right.
for you.
That's
You
like
only
not
get
for me.
a certain kind of show out of this, MathPig. Come on now.
Thank
Like,
you very much.
let's don't get stupid. I mean, come
Here,
on.
it's been a while. G-string string.
MathPig returns. Okay.
There's a
Ah,
good
yes,
name
you'll
for
be
it.
able to stream it on your channel, and I'll be able to stream it from here as well.
Yeah, it's no shit. That's true.
I love your
Like it
sarcasm.
says.
I love your. I'm gonna run away now. I feel hurt. I'm sorry. I love you.
What happened?
He's swapping his for me
Yeah.
because I
Hold
was-
on.
I was
Hold
thinking
on. For
comments from the
Christ's
back
sake.
room.
Peanut gallery up there. What the hell's going on? Create
Everybody
stream,
looking all sexy on
okay.
stream, man.
Yeah, I like showing off my new boobs. They're freaking great. Yeah.
I keep trying to cover me
Excited
up.
about
I realized after I
It's like-
jumped in that I'm wearing Jimmy Snow merch today.
Honey, mine are only 25 years old. You know, like,
I wish I had my
No.
camera hooked up.
No,
Like,
no.
I'm losing my boobs, Bree. Finally, I'm losing mine.
Yeah. Is it the kung fu? Or
No,
what'd you
no,
say you were doing?
Yeah, it's the
Jujitsu?
Tai Chi.
Yeah, I've
That's
dropped
like
60. I've dropped 60 pounds since I streamed.
Wow, that's really good.
Damn, sweetie.
Yeah, I
that's
Oh,
got,
like
now we're down to 5. Somebody come in.
I'm gonna
Hold
hook up my
on.
camera again one of these days. I don't even know where I put it.
invite, copy.
Did Rex jump?
Stephanie's gonna get
Yeah,
back
Rex
to
should have
us
left
for
anyway.
us.
He wasn't participating.
Well, that's sad.
All right,
'cause
I'm
I
playing
like
this
Clockwork
thing.
Rex.
Yeah, I spent
Hey,
way too much
good
time
news.
on this
Yeah,
vlog
he's
to not
cool.
be on camera, so keep me
I have
updated.
good news, everyone. I got all of my moles looked at today, and I am cancer free.
Yay.
How
That's
many-
awesome.
Yay, that's
Awesome.
good news.
How many moles was it?
I don't know.
They don't give you a mole
I
count?
want. I sort of
You're
want
like
to
a
make.
lot.
I sort of want to
What's
make a
your
joke.
doctor's name? I'm
You're
gonna call and find out. I'll be like, hey, how many moles does I
Heather
don't know?
Jones.
Yeah.
Well, I sort of
I
want to
just
make
found
a
out-
joke.
I just found out a cyst in a very sensitive place wasn't cancer, so I'm right in the
That's
same
good,
boat.
too.
Man, it's
Yeah, great.
it makes you feel good, you know. It
Oh,
makes you feel
no.
Okay.
I had to look to my step.
Don't you love getting old? You're like, oh, there's a
No
weird
cancer
cyst here.
today.
So I put a link in the private chat for
Oh,
this
shit.
thing.
All right, cool. Let's
I'm
go there.
sorry.
good. Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna
go
over
there.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll.
All right, talk to you guys over there.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, hang on. Yeah, what's going on here? Flip, plop, plop. Everybody's showing up. Holy smokes! Add the stage. Add the stage. Add the stage. Add the stage. Look at that.
I'm waiting for everyone to leave so I can close this. That's not leaving. That's a fucking icon.
But if you're over here,
Sounds like
it feels great. It feels good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have
How's
4
your
days
legs?
off next week.
There you go.
Like surprisingly holding up really well in this job. Because I'm on concrete all day. Usually if I'm on concrete, it's worse. But like surprisingly, it's been great. I do drive forklifts a lot, so I'm not walking around.
There you go.
Yeah.
Got some Dr. Scholl's up in them work.
Oh yeah, I got the new arches and everything, man. It is. My feet are like a bitch. I have to come home and I ice them for about 3 hours, and then when I wake up in the morning, sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not, and I just kind of sludge through it. But
I think MathPig thinks he's going to get into this stream after the crap he pulled in the last one.
Yeah.
MathPig.
I can't figure out how to change my stuff now.
Shit,
I should have changed
Tucker.
it. No. Let me mute myself as I talk to myself.
No.
Sorry.
I've been
how did he get stuck out?
a chef for a long time. Like I've done that anyway, and yeah, like standing in the kitchen all day, cutting and cooking and lifting, and you're just standing all day long. It's brutal.
Yeah, I was.
Stephanie distracted.
I did a lot of cooking work, but mainly I did serving and bartending, and it was the serving that it just I got to a point I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. That's a younger person's job for
down.
sure, huh?
Yeah. I definitely got to a point, and then I went to a place called Denzo, and Denzo works us about 80 hours a week, and
What?
I was like, my feet were so swollen. I have pictures of them. It's amazing how swollen my feet were. But I sludged through it. I sludged through it, and I got fired from that job because because of weed in a state that is legal now. It's a whole long ass story, but like, yeah, I'm like, but the job I'm in now is like the perfect job. It was like I had to just shop around because I shop like
you have to know where you're working. You're like, if I smoke weed, is the boss gonna be cool with it?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
just leg wise though, like because I would have never lasted at Denzo anyway. So like when I dropped a stack of cores, and it wasn't because I was high or nothing. It was because the fucking carts are defective, and we had many meetings about them. But that wasn't a factor. All right, he dropped dirty, so it's his fucking fault.
He just wanted to get rid of you.
Yeah. Well, no, they were trying to hire me in at the time. It was a completely weird situation, but I would have never lasted. My feet were so swollen.
Yeah.
I would have never lasted.
80 hours a week is way too much. Dude.
That's factory work in Michigan. I mean,
that's too much.
Denzo's a Japanese-owned company, and like literally in Japan, they live at work. Like,
maybe if I was 20 and I lived at work, yeah.
So, but the money was so good, like you couldn't spend it all.
Yeah.
So it was just.
I've worked jobs like that where you're just working so much you don't have any time to spend your money. You're like, oh.
Yeah. I shopped around and I finally found the right one. But like I work a ton. Like I
think
pretty much
once you get older, like you realize that like happiness is more important at the workplace than anything.
Man, that's the exact reason where I work now. I worked in a job for fucking 22 years from the very bottom, then ran the floor, then ran the office, then they give me a couple of depots and stuff. It's a wee local Northern Ireland business. Well, Ireland business, started going into Ireland. I was there for fucking from the start when they had like 4 depots, but I never was management. I was always just the guy on the floor.
Yeah.
Looking back, I looked at myself as a very proud person because in the company I was the youngest manager that they'd ever employed, as at the manager level. To run a depot.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's great, and I rocked around with a high as a kite, loving it. They even give me a fuel card and let me fucking fuel my car once a week for fucking free diesel. And my wee girl lives literally the opposite end of fucking Northern Ireland. It's only 2 hours away, but it's a journey I have to do twice a week, up and down. And I'm brilliant. Yeah. Man, they were paying me like fucking £6,000 less than every other fucking manager in the goddamn place. They were completely taking advantage of me. And when my wee girl got to the point of 3 and 4 and she could talk, and I get her over the weekends. And in that job, I'm working to 6 on a Friday when she arrives at 3 o'clock and stays with my mum. And then I'm working to 4 on a Saturday. Now, that's fine when she's a baby and stuff like that and all the rest of it. I'm not...
She's not going to remember that.
Pardon?
she's not going to remember that.
Yeah, the first morning she said to me when she could talk and all, I was like, "Where are you going, Daddy? Why do you have to go and work?" I was like, "Right."
You're like, "Oh shit."
That's it. So I said to the cunt, and I said to the owner, because I've known the owner, like, you know, he's only 10 years old. Well, his dad owns it, but you know, the guy that runs it now, he's only like maybe 10, 15 years older than me. He's been there. We know each other. Told me I didn't have to work on a Saturday past 12 o'clock anymore. And he would pay me to the usual 4. And the first fucking weekend I went to do that, he stopped me and goes, "Where we're going? We're flat out here." And I was like, "Yeah, but this is the agreement." And he was like, No. The agreement was if it's not busy and shit, I still need someone to do this job. And I got a little.
You're like,
I
don't know,
didn't.
man.
I may have snapped at him a wee bit. And then I was like, "Right, no, that's fine. And I went back and did my job. And then I started applying other places, you know? And I worked up from where I am now, from the machine floor, learning how everything was fucking cut from the plasma table and all that, into the store, running the store, and now running fucking 2 factory stores, right? You work your way up. I did that in the last job. Nothing. Not a fucking thing. 20 years of my life. Fuck all that. This job that I have now pays me weekly rather than monthly, which makes my life a fucking disaster. I'd rather pay things monthly, right? But I get every single bank holiday off, which Madonna
Wait, you would rather get paid every month than every week?
Yes.
I would hate that. I would absolutely hate that.
Right?
Like, so in America, like,
I've like 2
your
sentences.
your taxes are so different from, like, so if you get paid by week, they take far less than if you get paid every 2 weeks. And if you're getting paid every month, the government going to get a huge chunk out of your check.
It's different over here.
Absolutely hate that.
It basically, I think in the 5-year term over here, I've looked at it at the time. Over at the 5-year term,
depending on your wage, I should.
It balances out if you stay in the job long term. You know, relativeness. But the point is nearly lost. Let me think. Yes, every holiday I get now is the same holidays that my wee girl get at work. Every bank holiday, I get a bank holiday. My wee girl gets a bank holiday week off school. So I get an extra day with her then. Every
I believe the point was happiness overrides money.
I get 2 weeks. I don't have any holidays that I can pick myself over the entire year. Over here by law, you're supposed to get 28 minimum, no matter where you work, if you work there more than 13 weeks, that are paid for you. And then depending on how long you're there and how nice the employer is, you can get more. And I think we get something like 32, which isn't bad. It's more than what you're supposed to. But they pick like 30 of them 32 days for you because it's a factory. If one person takes a day off, or if that group in that line takes a day off, factory's fucked, you know. So they close for 2 weeks in August. They also close for a week and a half at Christmas. And then you get every bank holiday. And bank holidays in this country usually happen on a Friday or a Monday. So that gives me an extra day with my wee girl. So I get more time with my wee girl. 2 weeks that I can take her on holiday that I get paid for. Why? In the middle of August, we usually go camping. Last year, we did 1,000 mile, nearly 976 mile in 5 days. We did the whole west coast of Ireland, right round the south, up past Cider and Port, and back up to the north again. You know, fuck working your ass off. Family. Just family, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I get to spend my evenings with my kid. That's the best thing. But like, I work pretty much every day. Overtime's voluntary, but I volunteer every chance I get.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna have 4 days off next weekend, so I might actually start streaming again. I gotta see if I can even remember how at this point.
Yeah. Get a mouse. Check your batteries in your Bluetooth mouse, man. They're probably dead.
Also, maybe think about your health doing that.
Oh yeah. I definitely don't want to get back into it, but like, I miss the conversations. That's what I've missed the most.
I understand that.
On a day off,
we all know that nobody loves a dumpster fire as much as Knox.
I know. I missed it.
I know, right?
So much.
But Knox, what have you been doing with your time? What have you been
working and writing, man? I've been writing a ton.
Right. Now that's interesting because, you know, fuck work. That's what we do to pay bills so we can live the life we want. What's the writing about? Is it autobiography? Is it?
I've been retouching. I've written 3 books, so I've been retouching those, and I'm thinking about like actually trying to publish them because I never tried. And I'm coming up with the concepts of a like true to life book. It's like what they don't tell you about aging. Like for example, like chapter 1 would be farting. You know, like you know, when you're young, you can just fart, but like as you get older and older, you got to start being more cautious with your farts.
Honest to fuck, right? Yeah. I have thought along similar lines about writing a guide to life book. And when you said the same sort of words, I was like, this is brilliant. We should maybe write something or think of something together. And you went, do you know what they don't teach you in school? And I was like, yeah, to pay bills and live life. And you went, yeah, farting. No, farting. I'm gonna co-author with someone else. I'm sorry. Yeah.
He went to not just farting, but sharding.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Danger farting. It's the next level.
Yeah.
You don't tell you that when you're young, that like as you get older.
That's the first thing I told Amber when she had Amber got quite addicted to the Buckfast. Amber was loving the Buckfast. And that's the first thing I told her on the first night. I was like, if you wake up in the morning and you're laying in bed and you feel the need to fart after a bottle of wine, fart on the toilet. It's better than shitting yourself in bed.
You know, MathPig, yes. You're speaking about family and stuff, and you're talking about traveling through
Stephanie's loving it.
My dad passed away in 2001, but I got to spend a week with him in Ireland before that.
Ireland is beautiful. Did you do cities, country, west, east? Where did
Both.
You go?
We went around the whole peninsula, like the whole southern half.
Peninsula. That's an American.
They're not peninsula, but you know what I mean. The whole southern half. Of
That's
Ireland.
Why I asked.
So we started in.
Stephanie's muted.
We started in.
Ireland's just more insular than peninsular.
Dublin for St. Patrick's Day, right? We were in Dublin for St. Patrick's Day, and then we had our friend.
Nice. It's a good parade.
Had a cousin on a farm, and we went and visited them in Galway. I know the mayor of Galway.
It's pronounced Galway. Just to let you know.
Yeah, Galway.
There you go. Oh, still
sorry, it's been a while.
It's
been 20 years, man. You know.
Oh no, but it's the accents. It's sometimes.
Yeah. You're right. It is pronounced that way.
Oh, I wouldn't leave to go.
He hooked us up with some moonshine
from Cork, and I had to sit and laugh about this guy talking about silage and shite and describing something from a trailer from 1996 that he wanted a replacement part for from Cork with the full Irish accent to the fucking shite, the fucking tube, and the fucking long. And I had to sit and listen to the guy in sales. I wouldn't leave. And he's like, no, I'm listening to this. This is
hilarious. We went to Galway, and then we went to the Cliffs of Moher.
Moore or Mourne?
Moore. Cliffs of Moher.
Right. I don't know that myself. I'll have to look it up. Ireland's a big place, you know.
I've never
It's on the northwest corner. It's the big cliffs on the side of the sea.
County Donegal.
Yeah, and there's like a small town there, but we stayed the night there, and there's like a castle. There's a couple castles around there.
County Donegal, for anyone who doesn't know, is Northern Ireland isn't technically the entire north of Ireland. There is a small sliver of the Republic of Ireland that runs up the left, which technically with an island maybe go a little bit norther than the north of Ireland. So you can go that far.
Northern Ireland is Ireland's hat.
Pardon?
It's Northern Ireland is Ireland's hat.
A little cap, yeah.
I've always wanted to see Ireland because like the Tate side of my family came from Ireland back in the late 1800s. But I've never been there. I've only seen it like movies and shit.
You're more than welcome anytime.
Ireland's fucking great.
I put Amber up for a week. I've taken Stool is living here now a week and a year and 3 weeks. Stool's here.
Dude, I was like when I went there on it was a week. It was like a couple of weeks before my 21st birthday, right? And I was like, I'm gonna move here. I was like, I want to live here. Like Ireland's the shit. Like I had so much fun there.
That is really funny because when I originally built this and there was no bugs and it was just sitting as a frame, and with my grandmother passing away quite recently, we don't fuck about over here. You know, dead, 2 days wake in the ground. Done and dusted.
Right.
Everybody go to the pub, go to the food, go out for something, enjoy, talk about them, and that's it. It's done in 3 or 4 days. No.
Yeah.
England, I think you have to wait 2 weeks on being cremated and even longer on a funeral. It's like, fuck. No, I couldn't deal with it. And what we do over here as well, my mum spent the 2 nights that they did the wake. You don't leave the body, so someone has to stay in the house with the dead body. So my mum's sleeping on the sofa in her dead mother's house with the dead body in the next room, And,
Yeah.
Oh wait,
Pardon?
we haven't been live all this time. God damn
That's all right.
it.
I have done
We
that
have been
so
on-
many times. So many
Oh, we've
times.
been live
We
on my
have been
channel.
on.
We've been live
So
on
now
my-
we can go back to talking about farting. That's
On MathPig
nobody heard
stream
any
now.
of that. Right?
Oh no, everybody heard it on my channel, Stephanie.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got like
Like, I'm not even in any
videos
side
of
chat.
the
So.
stream.
MathPig is still streaming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I hijacked your stream, I just need
that's all
someone
right.
as a
That's all
I
good.
just need-
I have other examples,
just-
but that's the funniest one. you
Yes,
know?
Cerberus
But
hacks.
that was
left
one
to go
of
get
that's
food.
one of my best
Come back.
memories though, is traveling around Ireland, and
Man,
I loved it.
we did. As I say, she's only 6, and I've been doing the camping thing now for a couple of years. We do like the nature, as you can see. There's a river at the bottom of the road where me and her
Yeah.
go down in the. Oh my goodness, I've gotten so much trouble about destroying clothes. Alright, her mother goes fucking mad. I've had to buy my wee girl an entire wardrobe for when she's here because her mother refuses to send clothes up anymore because we destroy them. Alright, it's just like, we went for a walk when Ray will back me up on this. We went for a walk home. We went down to get breakfast. We went to a
Oh,
wee
will
local
I?
place, which is really nice. The lady even asked about Minnow a couple of weeks ago when we were down with Amber, and it only has like 6 tables. Little place. They live above it. They only run it Thursday to Sunday, and like her wee girl's only maybe 7 or 8, and she comes out and gives you the knives and forks and things like that. And they're really nice. My wee girl made friends with her when we're having breakfast. She took her up the stairs and all. They come down with bikes. They're cycling. Real lovely wee place. And we're coming back from breakfast, and my wee girl's like, "Can we go down to the river, darling?" I'm like, "Yeah, come on out to the fucking river." So we go down. I roll her trousers up, no bother, not going to get them destroyed. She gets into the river. She slips. She goes back.
You know
She
that
hits the
makes me
pier, not heavy or anything, just like that. And it puts enough mold on her fucking new trousers that her mother washed them 3 times with fucking Daz and the pink stuff and all this fucking. So I had a new wardrobe. Yeah. Nature. Get outside.
I mean, I think it's good. I like when I was a kid, I remember getting filthy all the damn time. So
My mother says a happy kid is a dirty kid, and I fucking live by that.
Well, human beings we're apes, and we are of nature, and I think that we all need to get back to nature. Like my best memory, Blaster Master, outside of my child being born, I lived on. In my early 20s, I had a chance for 2 years to live on the Cherokee Reservation down in North Carolina.
yeah,
It wasn't the one that my people are from on my mom's side because they went to Oklahoma, but it was the Cherokee that had stayed in North Carolina, and I got to live on that reservation. And we went on a trail ramble, and part of the trail ramble was we spent 6 months hand carving our totem poles for the ramble. These
Hell yeah,
huge,
dude.
massive totem poles, and then we hiked the Appalachian Trail for 9 months, and it was the greatest experience of my life. But I think it would pale in comparison to be able to hike the high country of fucking Ireland, right? Like that's been my dream since I was.
Yeah.
That's what I
child,
was saying,
you know,
man.
like-
Right?
when you go to Ireland, it really Ireland's the people. You know what I mean? You're around these
Yeah,
people
man.
that are so different than Americans.
we
Americans
Yeah,
are
yeah.
uptight jerks.
When we go to
Yeah.
the camping, I always booked a campsite. They're never expensive or anything like that. They're not. They're not
Yeah.
dear. I've got the tent. I got a boat and all this year. A wee fucking inflatable boat and all out, right? And this year though, I wanted to go wild camping. And there's an island that is it's been for sale for I think maybe 10 or 12 years. It's 33 acres. It's just off the coast of Ireland. It's, I think, a full hour's journey to an airport. which includes a 15-minute boat ride. Ah, free juice.
That sounds awesome.
Thank you. Right, and it's now down to 978,000. Sorry, euro. Right, it's 33 acres.
It's $1 million.
The only thing that it has been plumbed water. It has water plumbed out to it.
Yeah.
That's all it has. It's being used at the minute for a pasture, right? And you can get a wee boat, and it's a 10-minute row out. You can see the fucking thing. So I said to Cider and Port, who's from Ireland, and I'd said to my wee girl, I was like, we should do wild camping. Fuck, we should just, She went and told her mother, right? Mother's like, what's this fucking crack I hear about you fucking sneaking on to some fucking private island? I'm like, fucking me, bitch. Yeah? It's like, I still want to go wild camping. And her mum was like, look, she's still only 6, Robbie. She's got a wee bit of asthma, Don't want this, don't want her cold and all the rest of it. I was like, right, I'm going to buy her hiking boots. We'll buy all the fucking shit. We'll get all the stuff. And we went camping for 5 days, and 2 of them was wild, and 3 of them was on a campsite, and 1 of them was basically a wild campsite. Like, the showers were old-fashioned showers with the wooden doors outside that covered you here. They were solar paneled. It was they grew their own food. Your kitchen was outside with a wee cover above it. Like, it was.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was
I got pictures.
Right.
I got pictures of the shower too.
Yeah. It was right on the fucking coast of the very south of Ireland, man, right?
That's
Our
awesome.
tent got fucking destroyed. I woke up with the
The wind.
absolutely destroyed. But I got up the next morning, right? Slightly pissed off, ruined tent, all the rest of it. It had bucketed out of the heavens when we were setting it up. We got caught in a full-blown storm. But I woke up the next morning to the very south of Ireland, and I walked right down to the coast, right down to the stones where the water is. Look up on my Twitter, man, around August last year, first week of August last year. And I went out, and it was just absolutely fucking beautiful. I went down sort of like a cliff edge sort of thing, and there's like a wee walk path, found my way down and shit. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm having my joint, trying to calm down, because I have to go and sort the child, the dog, help stool, make breakfast, fix a tent, pack it all up. Everything's wet, and I'm like, I need a fucking hour. Go away. I'm going to go down here with my camera, and I'm just going to take some pictures. And man, you can just see the sun and the water, and it just glistening, and it was just fucking brilliant. And this guy walks down beside me, and he's like, morning, and I'm like, morning and all. And then he notices I'm having a joint, and he's like, I see you're having a wee moment. I'm like, yeah, fucking storm last night. It's ruined the tent. I have to go sort a 6-year-old child, a 55-year-old child, and a 20-year-old dog now, whenever I finish this. It's going to be a long day. And he was like, have you talked to, I can't remember his person's name, we'll call him Paddy because we're in the south, right? And he's like, have you talked to the camp manager, Paddy? He's got loads of tent pegs and spur stuff and all that there. He can give you a hand if you need to. And I was like, no, we're packing up. We're heading out anyway. And he was like, no bother. And we chatted for like 2 minutes. And then his partner came down. And him and the partner walked right down to the fucking bottom of the water and went for a swim at 7 in the morning. That motherfucker was one of the guys. He was the owner of the place.
Yeah.
He'd actually started a cycle run. He's from America or something, and he'd come over to Ireland.
Okay.
He'd started a cycle run of 20 kilometers along the coast because he'd moved here, loved it, big cycler. He'd even went to the council over here and went, where can I buy land to fucking do that? They have their own farm. They've planted their own trees. Everything's solar powered. It's a complete, I don't want to say commune because it's a campsite, but it's all self-sufficient. Everything is that. Like,
that's really cool.
It was fucking brilliant, man. It really was. They have their own communal fire pit down at the bottom where the campsites is. He started to build his own cabins on site, all made of wood, locally sourced, no foundations, posts into the ground, everything solar panel, glass the whole way around. They've even got a geodesic dome set up down at the bottom with a clear roof, man. Right on the fucking coast. It is beautiful. I'm going to find out the name of it now.
I gotta look that shit up.
But yeah, I've rambled and rambling I'm rambling.
It's all good. We all ramble.
I never ramble ever.
Yeah, right.
But
Guys.
yeah, no, I've been out touching grass. I've been out doing the walks with the daughter. That very first night we went wild camping was the first night that the storm came in, and you can pay to get into the forest, and you can camp there wild on this 100 acres or whatever it is. But the problem is, where you're allowed to do the wild camping is a 2-hour walk from the designated area of all this, facilities and shit.
When
So
I was
my
a
wee girl was like,
teenager,
Daddy,
I had in North Idaho. I had access to this cabin in the middle of nowhere,
yeah.
and I would just go take my friends and we'd go camping there.
Nah.
We'd be like, "Let's go to the cabin." You have to
Right.
hike like a mile or two, right?
Well, my wee girl was like, Daddy, I can't walk for 2 hours. I really can't. The year before, I had taken her off the beaten track for the shits and giggles. There was a path that did that took 3 hours, and there's a cave I wanted to visit and a cave I wanted to visit. And they're like that on the map. And fuck the walk. I was like, let's just do this. Yeah, we get lost. She got a little anxious.
I'm with you there.
Kind of feels like that though. It's like it's nice having like a secluded place that you can go to and be alone, away from everyone.
Especially like when you live in civilization, like there's so few like truly wild areas left. When you get in a wild area, it's a different experience.
Yeah, she actually stopped. Knock. We come over a fucking hill. We come off the path, went up a wee bit, and I don't know how long it had been since a human had walked here, but it was a foot deep of dead leaves.
Yeah, I love that.
I had to get a big ass stick, right? Because we walked.
I lived
so
in
far.
Yellowstone.
I was listening for voices to try and find our way back to the path because I had a rough idea of where we're going. North, south, east, west, and we'd walk for about 10 minutes this way, and I could hear voices over there. But it's pure bush, so I had to break a stick and whack down things to get through and all. And at the very end, down a wee hill to get off. But I've pictures of her just going, "We're gonna have to live in the forest." Oh no! Like she full blown had like a wee mini kitty panic attack. Like she was not.
Yeah, I've gotten away from.
She was like, "This will be hard."
The last few years, and I got to start taking my daughter back out there because I've had those experiences with her. But now it's all video games and electronics, and it's like we need to get back to nature.
She didn't want to walk 2 hours through a forest to get to a campsite. So I was like, right, I can't do this place, but I really want to visit this forest. So I found the river that follows the outline of it, and I was like, right, we'll camp right on the river's edge. It'll be great. And we did. We camped right on the river's edge and stuff. But the car park was like a 5-minute walk, 10-minute walk. It wasn't that far.
Is there any like rock climbing? There's got to be. I know there's.
Oh
rock
man,
climbing.
go to the Mourns. Check out Pigeon Mountain. We used to
Yeah.
camp every April before climate change. We would go up on our break at school in April when we all got our tests around 18, 19 and we could drive the cars. And we would camp right at the bottom of Pigeon Mountain. There was a wee river. There was a bridge, car park. Like we camped there all the time. Fire brigade came down one time because the fucking bastard farmer rang and said somebody's camping on my land, and we were like, "Oh no, we have permission. No, we don't have permission." You keep your beers in the river.
What are you doing with those shoulders out, Phoebe?
First you keep your beers in
Good
the river.
grief.
I woke up one morning at 7 in the morning, and my mate was halfway up fucking Pigeon Mountain. It was like, "The fuck are you doing? Beautiful day, climb the mountain." Yeah,
I'm gonna miss some rock climbing.
Yeah,
I can't rock
apologize.
climb anymore.
I just want to apologize to Bree for interrupting her. They did try to say something, and I cut them off. So I apologize for that. And hi, Phoebe, and the ego.
Hi, Phoebe. I'm sorry. I was AFK.
Hi, Phoebe.
Your mic's not working.
You're muted, by the way.
I was wondering when I'd be noticed.
I was just talking about your
It's
shoulders,
hard for me to
babe.
fucking notice when I'm moving my car around outside now, isn't it?
Hey,
Did
look,
you
I
hear me
thought
talking about you?
I thought that a critical person had set this up so that it was auto enter, so that it was just automatic enter.
Yes, but that particular person hasn't been streaming, so hasn't been staying up with the updates. So the software is a little tweaky at the minute.
I see.
Also, butterscotch schnapps is a very odd thing to-
Bree has something to say, and I think we should be cutting
Butterscotch
Bree off.
snap,
Bree,
schnapps.
Bree. You and your lovely,
Hello, Bree.
you
Nice
and your
to see
lovely
you again.
boobies. The floor is yours.
Oh, I
Hey,
was
my
just-
boobies are nice too. Comment on the niceness of my tits.
But
Lovely
yours
tits.
are old. These are
Everybody
new.
show us your tits.
What if I don't want to?
Okay, this I
I'm
would,
not
but you
gonna-
would get chucked off.
Jesus Christ, knock.
I was
Sorry.
actually just. I was
Sorry.
just
Ah,
talking
no
about
worries.
Phoebe's shoulders. Is what I
No.
was saying.
What's wrong with my bloody shoulders?
I was complimenting your shoulders, bitch. Calm down.
Look, I'm fine. If you want to see my tits, you got to present like the sauna for me to go into or
Oh
something.
yeah,
first.
I was thinking is there going to be a sauna?
It's a basement now.
I'll do that too.
You know, this whole time I was trying to get rid of that whole tranquil omnis shit, and
It's a
I finally
basement
just
now.
booted myself out of the stream. Sorry about that.
We're out of touch,
So-
man. It's just because we're old and we haven't done
My
this in a
OCD,
while.
like this whole time we've been talking, I've been trying to get rid of that.
I'm
Everybody
looking
went
for the
quiet.
fucking pictures.
It's if you do the 3 dots at the on your little mini screen at the bottom where it shows the preview. Of
Oh,
your
I
show.
forgot about that. Thank you. Oh, man.
So yes,
See,
you
smart
reminded
and
me
beautiful.
earlier. You reminded me earlier, Robbie, MathPig.
I
A
don't
very
care, Robin,
scary
yeah.
driving in the north.
I can't even do that anymore.
Do what?
I can't do the bad driving anymore. My granny used to make fun of my car, and the last time I have a picture of her, as anyone has seen of me and her before she died, with the funny faces we did in the hospital, I got a flat fucking wheel going to see her and all. She made fun of my car. She passed away. She left me a wee bit of money. I bought a new car. I have a Volvo S60 now that somebody, when they bought it new, put a safety package on it. It has 3 types of radar, 2 types of fucking pedestrian and cyclist radar, lane detection, adaptive cruise control, flashes up on the actual windscreen with wee lights if I get too close to the car in front relative to the speed I'm going and all. It beeps when you go out. I can't crash in the car. Like, it shouts at me and all. It goes beep 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 beep.
I tell you what. I tell you the one thing though. Your driving wasn't the scariest thing about me driving in the north, following you. Scariest bit was driving through the Unionist areas in a southern plate car.
It depends because you got this, you've got that English.
When
accent, so
when
that'll
we
really
turned around a corner, into one place, it was just a row of Union Jacks as far as the eye could see. And I
That
felt
was my
very
mother's
apprehensive.
house. She leave my mother's house alone.
You know, I've seen Robbie drive on this side of the road too, and he did great.
What are Union Jacks?
A
You know, the
Union
flag
Jack.
of the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ulster.
No.
Uh,
Phoebe's wrong. Phoebe is wrong.
Drive over here.
The English person is wrong. I will give you an opportunity to
Yeah, he
correct
drove
yourself.
around town, remember?
Did I just block it from my memory? It was that
I will
terrifying.
give you an opportunity.
Shall we
to
start
correct
singing the Patriot game now, shall we? I just want...
No, it was
Phoebe,
completely
what
cool.
is a
You did
Union
really
Jack?
good. That's
What
probably
is-
why you don't remember. It was
Union Jack
insignificant.
is. There's 2 ways of looking at this. Either it's the one that's flown from a steeplejack and it's the Union flag of the Union crowns of Scotland, Ireland, and England that give you what is commonly known as the
Oh,
flag of the United
So
Kingdom of
Wales
Great Britain.
doesn't get a flag. I get it.
Correct. It is a principality, not a kingdom.
The whole
Oh,
point of it,
like that.
the point I'm trying to
See
make,
how-
which to be pedantic and just annoy Phoebe, is it's particularly only allowed to be referred to as a Union Jack if it's flown from a boat.
I used to think that, then I researched it, and that's bollocks.
I've 2 army guys that we were actually talking about this the other day because I picked them one of them about it. Are you sure on that? I haven't looked up the research.
I've looked up the research. I always used to think that it had to be flown from a steeplejack, but no, that's just bollocks.
Well, I
It's
asked
just an
Army
urban
Man,
legend.
Mr. Army Man, warrant officer that spent 25 years
Offline,
in
I
the
will
British
send
Army.
you the research. I'll send you the research.
My understanding was
I
that
was,
the Union...
I was expecting somebody to pick me up on how I refer to Northern Ireland.
Which was what?
I called
Ulster.
it-
Yes. Yeah, you did.
Ulster, yeah.
Oh, well, to me,
got that.
right,
That's
when
why
you
I
say-
immediately said, "Do we need to start singing the Patriot game now?"
No, I heard that. That stood out in my memory. But when you say Ulster and Northern Ireland, it's like the video we were watching earlier with Christians saying nihilism and atheist. It's no different to me. Ulster and Northern Ireland is the exact same thing. It's Ulster and Leinster.
Wait,
Yeah,
atheist
it's-
and
I would
nihilist.
always
like,
refer.
they don't-
I would always refer
that doesn't
to it.
compute.
Knock, we were
I
watching,
agree, but let's
we
see it.
reviewed a PragerU video. That's all.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
like
think about it
yeah,
this way, like
I got a notification like
Koreans-
the red
South
dot thing.
Koreans don't view North Korea as like separate.
They were
They
conflating
don't
the
really see
two
it that way.
in the PragerU
even though there's a
video.
border, right? They
There's
don't
a parallel,
really view...
and there's
Six people
army- there's a-
talking.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, the North Koreans and South Koreans do not see each other as separate.
They're
That's
just
how
Koreans?
Northern Ireland was viewed by the
So-
Republic until 1998.
But
That's kind of true
most-
too.
It's
yeah.
also how
Well,
China views Taiwan. So,
Hey,
Yeah.
don't call it
Well,
Taiwan. Call it Formosa.
but
That pisses them
I
off.
don't.
well, that
Does
pisses
Formosa.
everyone off except for the Japanese.
I have no understanding of European politics. I just like watching the fist fights in like
Oh,
the British
I hate to
Parliament.
break this to you, Knock,
No.
but China's in Asia.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, China's in Asia, but I don't know. I'm American, I
I
guess.
don't
I
wanna-
don't know
You
American
might-
politics.
China.
I don't want to get
China
Hard
is
to say.
bad.
You
I
can
don't
call
want
it
to
bad
get
today.
boy.
Phoebe off on a rant, but Phoebe could probably. Oh, look, she's doing the whole. Oh yeah. me and
I know.
my
I
boyfriend."
wish that our politicians would just like punch each other in the face like
No,
y'all
all
do.
I'm gonna say. All I'm gonna say.
There was
all I'm
almost
gonna
a fist
say-
fight in a Senate hearing.
Yeah, there
It
was.
was challenging
We're
him
starting to
to
get there a little bit, you know.
If I said cenotaph and Home Secretary, Phoebe would just flip her lid.
He is an idiot. He took over from an idiot, but he is an idiot.
there it is.
The Home Secretary. Well, the cenotaph. What happened last week before she got the sack? She literally tried to start. a
Did
race
Suella
riot.
get the side? That was Suella Braverman, right? Didn't
Yeah,
she?
she literally
She got
started
sacked.
tried her best.
Replaced by a man named James Cleverly, who's not very
Oh,
smart.
no, Phoebe's even sorting the chairs. I fucking tell you, fucking right. Go.
I'll tell you some fucking racist. It's that Buddhist that used to be the Home Secretary. She's all about this, peace-loving Buddhism, but she's trying to start a fucking race war in the UK by getting right-wing lunatics to come out.
Not
and
one of
bash
them
the
fuckers had a
Brexit.
poppy. Not one of them bastards have a fucking poppy. Not a fucking one of them.
Absolutely true fucking right.
I could
Too
reach
fucking
out now
right
and
there, I'll
touch a
tell
poppy.
you this, not a single cunt in that fucking parade had a fucking poppy on, and they were there defending the fucking cenotaph. Go fuck yourselves.
See
Oh
how
my
strong
God.
Phoebe's accent got there? She kept going. Good grief.
Oh, she's
Go her.
I like the rolling R's. That was very good.
Yeah, it got very
I should have said rolling R's.
Rolling R's. Married women now, I need to calm down, I've been told by my wife.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh yeah,
okay.
congratulations to everybody who
Yeah.
didn't know Phoebe got married.
Mazel
It was
tov.
gorgeous. It was a beautiful
Congrats.
wedding.
I
Yes,
got
my
to
wife
hang
tells
out
me I
with
need to
Phoebe
calm down
after
slightly.
the engagement, so you know.
I've ran from marriage my entire life, but congratulations.
The only person on this stream, there is one person on this stream who has met my wife. That is not me, obviously.
I'm guessing it's Robbie.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
I give her the best. What was it? The ribs? Did she get the ribs or whatever? She said it was the best American ribs that she'd had since she was over.
Yeah. Because we went out to this funky little place and had dinner.
It was a
Can't remember
fucking.
what it was.
It's not even a funky wee place. I found so many nicer restaurants from then. It was a decent wee American place, and I was stuck. And she's American, so come here.
Yeah. Come
It's
here
not-
and we'll go
It
here.
was fucking close to
It-
the girlfriend of the Times house. It was only like 15 minutes up the road. It's
That's
your
not-
fault
it's-
because you left your fucking car at the train station.
You
Matt,
told me
it's
to
not
park in
true.
Nuri train station. You
Nuri?
told me to park.
Where the fuck's
Matt,
Nudie? Where's
I feel
Nudie?
I must
You-
interject just to inform you. It's not true American barbecue unless it's North Carolinian barbecue. That's the only.
Oh,
truth.
baby, no, Kansas
Oh, dude,
City.
you-
Sorry,
No,
sweetie.
Kansas City. No,
Wait,
no,
Ulsterman.
North Carolina barbecue. You gotta have the coleslaw
Ulsterman,
on it.
how would you
know.
say the name of that bloody fucking train station in? How the fuck would you say it?
It's pronounced Newry.
Newry.
No, Newry.
Newry?
Then what am I
It's
mispronouncing? Where am I
spelled
going wrong with the pronunciation?
N-E-W-R-Y. N-E-W-R-Y.
Newry.
Right.
Newry.
Right. If you want to get it right, you have to follow it up with the slang term of a person. So, you're from America,
cunt.
you're American, right? If you're from Newry, you're a Newry Nuck. So if you say the Nuck and you try and get that all, it'd be Newry Nuck.
Yuck.
No.
Yuck, yuck.
Nuck. N-O-I-G-H-T if you were trying to spell it.
He's
Yuck.
speaking curly.
Yes, Newry Mark.
Now, here's a question for you. When was the last time where you live had a functioning government at the local level on the province-wide status? When did it last have a functioning government?
Stephanie, would you mind kicking Phoebe? Just for
Isn't that a
90
little
seconds?
blue? Like,
What,
Yeah.
you feeling a little peckish,
I'm
are you,
gonna
without
hate
your
myself.
ability to kick people?
No,
Somebody
it's just
dropped
it's
in
not
here.
my fault.
Oh,
I
no, it's Mark Reed.
Phoebe,
Should,
I am
should we
one-
let Mark Reed in?
If I told
I
the
was
people
just
who I
gonna
grew up
say-
with my political status on
Wait
the
a minute.
parties in this
Mark Reed. I don't know.
MathPig.
I didn't say anything about your political status.
No,
I just asked when was the last time the
So
assembly
Mark-
I'm
met?
letting him
I
in
was-
anyway. MathPig said don't let you in, but here you are.
I was
I
about
just
to
asked
say,
you when the last time the assembly
why
met
don't we
was,
say
Mark.
hello to Cerberus, who's been waiting
I hate the
quietly,
DUP.
so.
Fuck
That's
the
true,
DUP.
too.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Fuck
I've
the
been
DUP.
eating.
I always get nervous
Oh,
when I
all
see Cerberus because it could be a potential dumpster fire.
Nobody wants
Cerberus
to
is
listen
here to
to
piss me
Serb
off.
eating. Nobody wants to listen to Serb eating. He's got 3 heads.
Everybody knows
Yeah.
Bob's here to piss us off.
At least he
Come
eats
on.
fast, though.
Oh, I only piss people off when they don't like the truth. That's the only thing that happens.
Aw.
Oh, there
Hey,
it is.
Mark.
Yeah, yeah. If we
How
all
you
love the
doing,
truth,
babe?
we'll all be fine.
Oh my God!
I have a love-hate relationship with Serb.
I've never seen a
I love
three-headed
to
dog.
hate me some Serb. What's up, sir, man? I haven't talked to you in a while.
Oh, not much, really. Just teaching classes, coming home, dealing with the kids. I have like 4
What do you
women
teach?
in my house now.
Still doing the whole
They're
like
just collecting.
hateful rhetoric on the YouTube thing.
I don't know. I can't think of hating anyone.
I kid.
Except for Dick Cheney. I hate Dick Cheney.
I
No.
agree with you.
Not a
If
fan
I
of
hate a
Dick
person,
myself.
I would hate Dick Cheney. Yeah.
He's
Somebody
kinda like
shot him
Darth
with,
Vader,
with an
right?
arrow, so I
Yeah,
mean,
like
there's that.
if a doctor told me I had like a week to live, I would put on a squirrel suit, and figure out where Dick Cheney's going to be, and jump out of an airplane and crash right into him with my body.
You know, I recently learned about the agreement George Bush Jr. had with Dick Cheney in order for Dick Cheney to be vice president, and it's like, yeah, we just handed the keys to fascism way back then, you know.
Well,
Nothing bad could ever happen from that.
we handed our country to the oil industry, right?
Yeah, basically.
Well,
Yeah, and he took away.
Blackwater.
And I'm actually referring
It was
to,
Dick
the
Cheney that
million
it was Dick Cheney
Iraqis
that
dead
enacted the
after
Patriot
that.
Act that took all of our privacy rights away. I mean, America has no privacy rights still to this day because Obama didn't overturn it. You know, Trump didn't overturn it. And
Oh, yeah.
guess what? Yeah, Biden he didn't overturn it either.
He didn't do shit. He amped that shit up.
Even the
Biden's
original author of the
worthless.
Patriot Act came out in opposition of it last time it was reviewed,
Yeah.
which is just crazy.
It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not impressed with Biden. Obviously, I wasn't impressed with Trump, but none of them are here for
I mean,
us.
we have to vote for him
But-
because the whole fascism thing. But yeah, I'm not.
Right.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not a Biden fan, and I don't think he can beat Trump. So if Trump doesn't go to prison, I think we're in trouble.
I don't think
I
there's a
don't
Biden
think- I
fan
don't-
among us.
I don't think
Not
Trump
a
is a
Biden.
fascist. I just think that he's backed by.
Well, I mean, he
fascist
literally
wisdom.
came out. So his most recent quote is, "All the Marxist, communist, living like vermin in our streets will
No,
be
no, no.
eradicated." I mean,
I heard
it's
that.
fucking.
Well, yeah, but you can hate communists because you love rights. You don't have to. Be
Yeah, but they think Joe Biden's a communist, dude. Come on.
Well, yeah, but fascism is a very, very specific thing, and I think it's sort of been watered down.
It's
over
quite
the use
literally,
of
though,
it.
Mark. It's quite literally a quote from Hitler when he referred to Jews as vermin.
No, I get that.
enemy
I
within
get
the
that. Like,
state,
don't get me
you know.
wrong. I'm not saying that he's an awful person and an authoritarian, right? So we've got to distinguish what actually makes a fascist. So
Oh no, I agree. No,
See,
I agree.
normally-
I understand the terminology. I
normally
think
I
he's a
would
fascist.
normally I would tell not to pump the brakes on the fascism label, but the one lawyer that he had, not the crazy woman, but the man that plea dealed.
What, the dairy man, the cheese man?
Fancy.
Well, I forget his name.
Congratulations,
But
bro.
he testified that Trump said while he was in the White House that the plan was not to leave the White House, even when it was time to leave.
Oh no, that was
I heard about that.
Scarvino.
Scarvino.
Yeah.
So I think that qualifies. If you're very deliberately trying to destroy a democratic republic.
And so, you know, I was listening to something online, and they made a really great point. I wish I could give them credit, but I can't remember who it was because I've been listening to a lot of people online today.
MathPig being one of them.
Throughout my workday, I've been just like tuning in and out of shit. But they made this this comment that, what was it? Forgive me. I can't. I lost my train of thought. I apologize. I can't remember for the life of me what I was thinking 2 seconds ago right now.
MathPig's mad that we switched it over to U.S. politics.
I know, man.
I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to.
He and Phoebe were busy with the UK politics.
I'm a sad. I'm
Hey,
a sad
MathPig,
sport.
how are
Well,
the
I was having
potatoes?
fun talking about Suella Braverman.
Yeah, you see.
I missed that news.
I do remember my point. I do remember. We can't underestimate the stress that Donald Trump is under right now. This dude is under indictment from 90 different angles, and he's going to court day by day, and he's old as hell. Everybody talks about how old Joe Biden is, but Donald Trump is like 3 years younger, 4 years younger tops. You know,
Useful.
so the stress that this man is under
has the best break hand in the world.
It's broken him, and he has come out extremely fascist in the past 3 months. And what Cerberus is saying is exactly true. Like even in the White House, like they were doing fascist shit trying to keep power at that time, and more is coming out all the time. These are fascists in our midst, and we cannot run away from the fact.
All right, so don't think that Biden can't beat Trump. The only reason
I don't.
think
He's
Biden
not trying to
can't
campaign. Like so this.
Oh,
dude,
he
all right,
will
so
though.
Joe Biden
will.
has actually completed 30% of his campaign promises. He has done more than any modern president has, but he does not go out.
He's done well.
He doesn't make the case. He doesn't campaign. And I guarantee you, there will
he's
be no
old school,
debate.
man. He doesn't think it's time to yet.
He can't. He has always been
He
gassed.
can't. Of
Joe.
course he can.
Joe has
I'm gonna
lost
say
the
this.
presidency
I'll
5
say this
different
now.
times.
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. We're all talking at our navels now. The election is a year away. Stop
Exactly.
talking
That's
into your
my point.
navel. There are other things to worry about than running around trying to win the latest opinion poll on MSNBC.
I think
Well, Phoebe, that's short in
Jeffries
US
needs-
terms.
Jeffries needs
That's a
to
short
enter
amount of time.
the case. He needs to enter the race. He's a moderate, but he's a moderate the leftist respect, and
No,
I think that he would
nobody
beat
should be
anybody.
running against Joe Biden. There should be no challengers from
Joe
the
Biden
left.
should be
that's
resigning.
That's like turning around and saying, "Oh, I know. Why don't we go and put Kamala Harris on the top of the ticket? Because that would be called suicide. You don't go and get rid of an incumbent president who's running. What are you, a complete and utter suicidal maniac?"
No incumbent president has ever won when 70% of the country thinks the economy is shit. None ever in the history of America, ever.
Well, good for
Ever.
them. Good for them.
Yeah, currently the
No,
polls
no
put
incumbent
them-
president's ever run against a convicted fascist.
But like his Trump's approval rating is higher than Biden's.
Yeah, right now they're neck and neck in the polls, and Trump, I think, just
Neck and neck a year out. We're worrying
If-
about polls so far
Yeah.
away from the
Trump's-
election.
Doesn't
Trump's got a
matter.
whole bunch of trials.
I
coming
want to
up in
defeat
the next few
fascism, and I
months.
don't think Biden's the guy.
Well, in that case, defeat fascism. Don't defeat anything that can prevent fascism the real thing. I'm the
Don't
real
let
McCoy.
perfection
Getting behind the wrong candidate,
I
as we saw
anticipate-
in 2016.
There is
getting
no
behind the
other
wrong-
candidate.
but getting behind
There
the
is
wrong
no other candidate.
is a fatal
What you're
mistake.
advocating for is for a Teddy Kennedy running
I'm advocating for
primarying
Joe
Jimmy
Biden
Carter.
to do the right thing. That's what I'm advocating
Well, I mean,
for.
What do you
RFK
want?
is running, but it looks like he's going to spoil it for Trump because he takes
He'll
a
spoil it
He's
for
a
Trump.
lunatic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
RFK isn't a problem.
RFK is a fascist in and of himself.
The problem is that Joe
He's
Biden
also
is endorsing.
crazy as
Okay,
a
now we're
loon.
crazy.
The major problem right now is Joe Biden
RFK
is
is a
endorsing
fascist,
the
okay.
genocide of the Palestinian people. That's the major problem right now.
Well, yeah,
Right
whoa,
now.
whoa, whoa, elephant in the
It's
room with
the-
this whole conversation,
That is
isn't
a
it?
large problem. I will agree with you there. It's
just
that,
gonna say
but
that'll
you know,
trigger
it's
everything.
the old dogs. You know, the old dogs, new
right.
tricks, all that shit. I
Before we
mean,
get-
I think that the political realities are going to start sinking in. That there's no way that the majority of the American people are behind the idea of Israel, the nation state,
I'm gonna end my stream.
embarking
If
on
anyone wants to
embarking
follow
on
it,
a
go over to
on a on a
Stephanie's.
campaign of genocide. There's no way that
If
that's
anyone wants
not
to
going to hold.
I'm
Can
gonna
Robbie
end
get
my.
a moment to talk?
I'm just
He's gotta
gonna
go,
end
I
mine.
think.
If anyone wants to,
MathPig, what do you have to say?
I'm ending my stream. If anyone wants to continue the conversation, move over to Stephanie's. It's completely diverged from what mine was, so I might as well stop mine. But the conversation should go. I'll be here. Move over to Stephanie's.
I would love to have you stick around, and I would love to reel the room in. I
I
was
don't think he's
counting
saying-
on
No,
you
no,
to
I'm
be
gonna-
doing this
Here,
for.
no,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
hang
he's not
about.
going anywhere. He
I'm
wants,
gonna hang
he wants
about.
to be part
I'm
of the
just ending mine.
conversation.
I'm just ending
Oh.
mine. So
Yeah,
on
he's,
that
he's
note,
just in
thanks
his own
everyone for
stream.
coming to mine. If somebody in my stream, one of the blue spanners, can link Stephanie's chat.
I do love every
Stephanie's
time he
link,
says blue spanner.
Oh, okay.
Blue
I
Spanner.
misunderstood you.
I do
misunderstood
apologize,
you,
Matt
but
Pig.
you know.
Dude,
I-
you're
I-
welcome
fine.
I
back,
misunderstood
Matt
you.
Pig.
But
we
you see,
I honestly
I'm not
just
as
dropped
I'm not
in
as
to welcome you back.
practiced. I am not as practiced as controlling a dump fire as I am at starting one.
Oh no, you don't. Like, do you know how you control a dumpster fire? Do you know? In all
I'm
honesty,
with you there,
Stephanie, right?
Stephanie.
And
I
like
go
my
with the
stream
dumpster
this,
fires.
right?
You know.
This is a shout out to everyone. Phoebe knows it as well, and I've literally had to private streams because of Phoebe's reaction. She takes it a little too far. But if you want to,
No, I don't. My reaction was perfectly
Shut the
reasonable.
fuck up.
It was
Shut the fuck
reasonable.
up. Shut the fuck
I did
up.
not mean to interrupt y'all's beautiful banter with the American bullshit. I truly did not, because
No,
it was
keep the
beautiful.
American
It was,
bullshit going.
it was great. I loved every minute of it.
I'm
Anyway,
down for having a
the
more
way the
conversations with you
contract-
about that stuff, Knock. Let's do it.
Yeah,
More-
I am going to try to make more time to get back online. 'cause I
I'm
do
a
got
little.
lot
Wait a
of-
minute.
A lot to
Wait a
say.
minute.
Hang on a minute. Let Matt
wait a
Pig
sec.
speak.
Hang on a second.
Thank you.
I don't know
everybody,
what
for-
Nate Smith is referring to when he says amen to that. Whether I'm better at starting dumpster fires than controlling them, I think that's what he's saying. But
I think we had that in common, Stephanie. Definitely.
He might be saying he likes them too.
yeah, I don't think
Knock
so.
can only Knock's hands will only warm over a dumpster fire. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
This weird shit he's got going on with his circulation. I think.
I know, like I try to moderate and I just can't.
Yeah, my ability to cause fireworks.
I want to start the campaign now.
If I'm gonna start him, it's with a good heart, but I always feel like it's like, go ahead, Bree.
Let Robbie speak. Let's do that.
There we go.
I was just going to say, Stephanie, yeah, to control a dumpster fire, this also goes for Knock. You realize that you built this place. You were the man, the woman, the person in charge. You just mute everyone you don't like. You kick them if you don't like them. If they overspeak you, you remove them. They're the one that has come into your room, come into your hangout to have a conversation with you.
But then it's
And-
not a dumpster fire.
No, but if you're going to control one,
Well, it depends if you
let
want
it
a
happen.
dumpster fire or
Let
not.
it happen.
That's up to the owner of the room.
Anyway, motherfucker.
Oh, you mean like this? You mean like this?
Oh, I thought you were going to kick me.
Hey!
I thought you were going to kick me.
Here's the
Right.
thing, though. Or what
Oh,
you
yeah.
do,
everyone
you end up
watching
doing-
mine.
He's back.
Go to
All right.
Stephanie's.
Fair
Or-
enough.
Go to
Or what you do
Stephanie's.
is you end up doing what I do, and you just eject yourself from the stream.
I've had to do that.
Redshirt, come over to Stephanie.